late night grin. Also, what does that name mean?
There is some kind of spot calling going on here in the StreamYard. And I have to say, folks, I'm the alleged host of this program, and I have no idea what is being communicated to me by my talent. But I don't think Buster knows either. But we have a man down, clearly. Nonetheless, it's Friday night. It's the Ask the Grinners night. That's not very good. It's Ask the Grinners time. How's that, Buster?
Oh, shit.
There you go.
That's fine. I'm sure it'll stick at some point.
Yeah. Manny, are you okay?
No, the Rockets just hit a big three.
Okay. What do you want me to just proceed, or have you got some sort of plan here as to what you're doing? I'm very concerned.
Oh, I'm not doing anything, man. I'm just chilling.
Okay, but you know we can't see you, right?
I can see y'all.
Right, but you're not on camera, so that's why I thought you had like a plan. I haven't been able to see you the whole time.
Man, I put in the chat, man. I fucked up my mustache.
Oh,
I mean, if you...
Oh, all right, okay. All right.
I mean, if you want me on camera, I'll come on camera.
There's only one kind of mustache that I feel like could justify you not being on camera.
Yeah.
No, okay. It's the inverse of that, all right?
No, I just okay. Folks,
What is the inverse of that?
we arrive. We're talking Graps.
All right, give me a few seconds, man. I'll put on a mask.
All right, Manny puts in the private chat. I'm ready whenever you are. So I started saying to the boys, I think he's got some sort of physical bit plan because he does that sometimes. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then he followed up with, quote, I came back towards the end there, and actually, no, I don't. I fucked up the moustache. But he said the moustache, like he was like, you know, like he had some sort of fancy costume prepared and the fake moustache had fouled it. I don't know what's going on. All I know is Manny's moustache has fouled him. He's not here on camera. He will be in a moment. He's getting a mask. He looks great. What a perfect mask to cover.
Hell yeah.
Okay, not bad.
Thank you very much for that, Manny. It means a lot to the people. When they clip these things up, they want to be able to see the visual. You know, it's very, very important. But nonetheless, it's Ask the Grinners time. We've got many questions. This is the third installment of this glorious program. What a series this has been thus far. It's caused great debate in the past, and we have an incredible lineup for you this evening, folks. A spectacular squad, no doubt. Buster, how are you feeling this evening, boss?
I'm doing all right. Some devastating news broke this morning that I'll let Khalid get into. That really just fucked my day up. But
I know what this was.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
It's a great
This is GTA.
It is GTA.
Oh.
So you got that news, and then Manny, you got the pop news. How you feeling, mate?
Yeah, man. It's been as soon as the pop news hit, man. The clouds went dark, man. It's been there's been a little drizzling here and there. You know, San Antonio's sad right now. And plus, my Clippers betrayed me an hour ago.
Would you blame that news for the moustache situation?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good play. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I am.
You're so unfocused, it couldn't be your mustache, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, man, the thing is, I usually don't fuck with the beard and mustache. I let it go, but then I decided to clean it up a bit, clean up my. And I got crazy with the Clippers and fucking inverse Adolf happened, bro. And the thing is, I can't cut it, bro. I mean, I can't cut the mustache because
Oh boy,
my new mentor saw my. He went through. He asked it. Do I have an old ID? I don't know why he asked if I had an old ID, and I said, yeah, I do. Showed it to him. Bro, he went around fucking roasting me in front of everybody, like how I looked without a beard. So I was like, maybe I should just cut the beard. But after that, I said, no, I'll just take the abuse of having a fucked up mustache.
Yeah. The abuse is what it'll take. There you go, folks.
if that's what you want to call it.
Yes, we're off to an electric start here on the program. Marcus, I assume by contrast, you're going to be much steadier in your response to my question. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. It's a nice Friday night here in the southern state of Florida. The Rockets are currently up on the Warriors in the fourth quarter. Please push up to 7 games. I need it. Jalen Green, please don't do anything stupid. Other than that, Travis Hunter's a Jacksonville Jaguar. My days are bright.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love the positivity. Khalid, how are you this evening, mate?
I'm good. I just got off stream. It's almost a little late. Was in like the last 3 on Fortnite. Lost and then had to come in here. So currently the morale is down, but hopefully these
Wow.
might cheer me up a bit.
Wow. All right. Well, there you go. So this has been a tough day, boys.
There's not a lot of positivity going on here.
Is it?
What's happening?
I mean, I'll say this: I'm not thrilled either. I watched that boxing show from Times Square. That was a waste of my time, Marcus. It was terrible.
Sucked apparently, right?
So bad. Like,
So-
why would you put that in Times Square first and foremost, with like 200
Yes.
people there, and everyone's just honking into the middle of traffic, and the fight sucked.
So, for those who don't know, just to be brief because it's funny, the whole point of the event was to set up a rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Haney won in an absolute stinker, and then Ryan Garcia lost. So the fight is just like they lost all that money, and they didn't even promote the fight they wanted to.
They lost to Rolly Romero.
Yes, he lost wide too to Rolly Romero. It weren't
Right
close.
down, the fight wasn't even close. Like, come on, now.
Nope.
Man, that was crazy. I didn't even know the fights were started until like I logged in, and the first picture I see is Garcia on the floor, and I said, "Well, fuck, I guess I missed the fight."
It wasn't nothing going on over there, man. The fight's terrible
were.
as it was.
Yeah, Jim Lampley buried them. It was awesome.
Beast.
Bob O'Neill, you've been known to have a fight or two in your time. How are you feeling?
I'm doing well. Third show of the week. You're getting 21 minutes out of me this week, but we're here, ready to do it. Grin Grappler After Dark does count as 2 dates. I just want to make that clear. We didn't go over that. But it's 2 separate dates.
The sad thing is that's true, which is really the question really is, on the magic formula, what would your cut of Grin Grappler After Dark be?
I was there.
You were there, brother. You were there. All right, we got some business to handle, folks. Guy, Big Daddy Cole, Big Kev, Big Sexy out there. Going to member. Welcome aboard, brother. Hope you enjoy the greens. We've got a lot coming up. We've got a show on Sunday. Looking like it's going to be a Mako Satomura Grin along. Looks like it. We'll let it play out. You can still vote. I think it was Mako last time I looked, but you can still vote if you remember. Grin along on Sunday. Bob's mad. Look at Bob. Mad as hell.
Everything okay there, buddy?
Yeah.
He's just mad as hell that it's
Maybe
not
on the
Judgment Day 05. Yeah, I should have said that,
Yep.
really. Bob would have been on there if it was Judgment Day 05. But, it is what it is.
Yeah, I wish
Chris
it was
Alvarez.
I can't lie.
Our guy. Grinning legend. Young Lion legend. Member 5 months, and he's pleading with Manny. Manny, thankfully, has taken him out on this. You had to be on camera, man. It's a big part of the experience. The shoulder shifts, the mannerisms. It's electric. It is what it is, you know.
I added a new move to the playbook.
You did? With the mask?
No, I added the hands to the stomach.
Electric.
There we go. A little more mannerisms. Play to the hard cast.
Dude, the hands to the stomach is a big lad classic.
I have a new manager at work, and a new high up manager, and he's called me in a few times in his office just to talk about how he wants to move things forward. And every time he starts talking, he gets serious. He does this.
Yeah.
And
It exudes power.
I look at it. He looks at it. I'm like, the thing is, I'm pretty good at reading people. When he does that, I'm like, shit, man, what's going on there? What is he about to say? Like, he just gets defensive. Like he's playing defense. I'm like, oh my god, what's going to happen now? Like, what do I do? It's an awesome power move.
So that's why you're a great worker. You're always learning. You're always studying the game. That's why you're the hooper. Caden Lee, I believe he's on LNG. He says, any extensive thoughts on prospects? I think we actually have a couple of questions like this in the Q&A pack. I'll go to Bob on this one, and we'll circle back. Bob, any extensive thoughts on prospects?
No, I'm not doing the prospect questions. I don't think you guys got in a lot of trouble last time, and I'm not inviting that on myself.
Well, what actually happened was I got attacked basically live on the air.
Yeah.
I think Buster, you kind of tried to help out, right?
No, I just kind of sat there. There was a point where Caden went, "What do you think?" And I went, "I don't give a fuck."
That was
right.
what was
Fair.
that was when Caden said something to the effect of, "You can't do that. You can't." And I was like, "Why?"
I think what he actually did was he suggested me, Novi, and Caden to like do a stream where we decide who isn't a prospect.
Yeah,
And I said, no, I don't care. I'm not going to do that.
he's got a lot of
and then-
ideas.
He does.
He's a big ideas guy, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of them are great, but they have ideas nonetheless.
Yeah, you guys, listen. You need ideas, guys.
You put your hand on his shoulder and be like, "We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
We'll keep that in the
circle
back burner. We'll circle
Yeah.
back. We'll expand on your thoughts later. We'll just write it down.
It's the most true thing Manny has ever said.
Or we'll do the
Yeah.
most wrestling thing ever. Take your
So-
idea and give it to somebody else.
Yes.
You just head into the lead intern, and he'll get back to us.
That's awesome. The great Grant Hudson, member for 8 months. We kick this thing off in August, starting to see these 8-month notifications coming in. Very thankful for them. He says, with his appearance on Pat's show after Mania, over under, that we see the bold and disruptive force once again between now and the SummerSlam. I personally do not think we're going to see him before
Yeah,
SummerSlam.
probably
Yeah.
not. Sad.
I doubt it.
Yeah. I think Mania season, maybe.
On that company.
But I mean, as much as Rock finds it funny, I think he probably isn't thrilled with like the way it's perceived. So he probably is going to stay away for a bit, I think.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Sad.
Dwayne got a lot of heat for the Travis Scott Fiend incident at the WrestleMania. So my guess is he's going to stay away. Because I think if I was Dwayne's advisor, I'd say you keep distance. By the time, give them time, they'll get heat on them. You could be a babyface again.
You gotta tell Dwayne to stay away, bro. He's got an Oscar-winning movie on his hands right now.
Dude, it looks really good, doesn't it? Seriously, it looks really good.
It really does.
It's like
I'm locked in.
concerningly good.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
I mean,
man.
the maths suggested it'd be good, right? We looked at who was making it and the surrounding car. I mean, it should be good.
Yeah,
think
sometimes
a lot of-
midlife crises are a good thing.
They are sometimes.
All you need is that A24, formula.
Something like that, yes. This is a pretty good formula. Our guy for hard,
My God.
I apologize, I didn't sell for this earlier. 20 memberships, dude.
Hell yeah.
So if you got one of these memberships, like for example, Wrestling at its Finest, please thank Fahad, just like Wrestling at its Finest did here. That's wild, dude.
Thank you for
Thank you very, very much. We appreciate
Well,
it.
Fahad.
Hell yeah.
We are blown away by the support on the LNG Gold front. We continue to hover around 300 members. I think we're still over, which is crazy considering that there's about 400 people that watch these shows. So we are very thankful for the crossover in that regard, and Fahad, a big part of that. Thank you very, very much. National member for 6 months says, Joe, how much of the business is a work? I believe it's a complete work, right? The entire business
Yeah.
is a complete work.
Mhm.
I think
Everything's
it
a work,
always
brother.
has been and it always will be, I think.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it is, you got to get paid for work, That's what a job
Wow.
is.
That's what
I
we're here
didn't
for.
consider that. That's good stuff, Manny. Good stuff. Thank you, Naship. 6 months. Hope you enjoyed it. The great 6 stars has joined LNG Gold starting at 199 today. Excellent plug, 6. That's why you paid the big bucks. Thank you, 6. Hope you're having a great night. Okay. All right. I guess we should get into it. We've got a lot of questions. There's no time to waste, really, is there?
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know of any questions regarding the releases. Obviously, it was release day.
The fuck?
I don't think anyone needs our input. Clearly, and Manny doesn't even know there was releases today. I saw Sean did like a 2-hour stream. He's much more clued on the whole thing.
Oh, I thought you meant Michael's.
Can you imagine he just goes live on Instagram? They're fucking me up over here, dude.
Morgan Raid as it is. They get rid of one of my younger prospects here. The fuck?
Yeah. God, that would be incredible.
What happened?
Caden Lee's in the comments. Prospects.
Yeah.
Oh God, why did I say that?
There were releases today, Manny, and Sean Ross Sapp, not Shawn Michaels. We were joking. John Ross Sapp was live and talking about that. That's what I'm saying. If you want to get him, I mean, that was a very informative stream and he had a lot of insight. So
Yeah.
you watch that. I mean,
I have him blocked.
what we're going to well, it's on YouTube, though, is what I'm saying here. Look at Bob. Big pop from Bob here.
Why? Why?
So
They don't want to get wrestling news anymore.
That's fair.
clearly,
Fair enough.
it's working, right? It's not like WWE going to tweet about the releases. You just have to follow the dirt sheets, dude. You can't they don't clue you in. So, yeah, look, guys, as a famed grappler once said, they suck, bro. What more do you want? I ain't selling for that shit, dude. This is what they do. All right, let's get fucking rolling here, boys. We've got a lot of questions now. I'm going to ignore the one from @Late Night Grin that says TNA good because they just banned blading in the last hour. So,
Scumbags.
That bit is now officially.
It's gone. It's dead.
It's over.
It's finished. Nikita Lyons showed up at the TV tapings. They banned blading. We're out.
Did she actually?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
How'd she
Everyone's
not lose her job?
convinced.
You know what I mean?
Dude, everyone's convinced they're going to sign all these wrestlers. And it's like, why? They don't need to. They get free access to Nikita Lyons.
Good Lord. It's over.
Christ.
We're going straight to the prospect talk here. Nate asks, who's your favorite prospect in the sport right now? Okay, now this is everyone's personal definition of prospect. Everyone, work with that accordingly. A good question, though. I will start with you, Buster. Favorite prospect in the sport right now?
I don't actually know off the top of my head. Like,
Right.
for
Tough
some
enough.
reason, the first ones that came to mind were the Von Erichs. Like, Kevin's kids, not the. Anyways, I don't know. It's difficult.
How old are they, though? They're not even young, are they?
Yeah, but like that's also like when did they start? When did I start
It's-
watching them?
And it's beast to just say them
Yeah.
all.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I like.
I'll try and actually look into this, so I'm not just
Okay.
my answer isn't. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. I like Thea Howe a lot. I think she's cool. And she's young enough that I don't have to get shit for her not being a prospect, actually. So I'll go
Yeah.
with her. Manny the Hooper, I know you're a big scout when it comes to sport of wrestling. Who comes to mind for you when it comes to premier prospects?
Stefan Castle.
Excellent. Excellent work.
Sure. We'll go with
Does
Mhm.
Oleg count as like a prospect?
that.
I ain't speaking on who counts and who don't. I think you should do your thing.
Hayden's not here. I think we're fine. I'm gonna ask Khalid specifically though. Would you count him as a prospect? He's really young and he hasn't had that many matches. That's the only
I
reason
mean-
that's what I'm going off of.
But he's had the trio titles with Tana, so it's like,
Yeah.
He's been a G1.
yeah. He's also been in G1, big matches
Yeah,
with
you're
Takeshita,
right.
then had never open weight matches with Takeshita.
Please shut that down. Buster's
I
still
got
searching.
Fucking, I'm just scrolling
gonna-
New Japan's
I'll give you more
roster page.
time, Buster.
Is Mike Bailey a prospect?
Jesus.
No. No, he's
Absolutely not.
That was very loud. 1 and 2. No, he's not.
He's been in PWG for forever. He got banned from the country for several years.
He's on national
But
TV.
that's-
First time people were seeing him.
Fuck, dude, you're fucking
Ben knew who
screaming
he
in your
was,
mic.
though.
What?
Yeah, he's
You're
about to
like-
be-
You're swallowing
be
your
the fucking-
mic, bro.
yeah, I'm about to
Me?
be fucking Clay Thompson with
Yes.
for those years.
Wait, I just realized too. Manny doesn't even like people, Mike Bailey. What? Marcus, who you got in terms of prospects, brother?
I got a few. I got a couple actually.
Mhm.
One for me is Chi Chi. I think she's absolutely fantastic.
Okay,
Who?
well, hold on. I didn't know she counted.
I count her personally, just because everyone knows she's so young that I just kind of
Yeah. GG rules.
Lash Legend actually is a sleeper for me because everyone like saw when she first got here, like everyone just dunked on her constantly. But she's shown like actual genuine improvement, and you can't teach the athleticism, and you
Yeah.
can't teach her size. You can't teach any of that. And
Yeah.
she had a good thing going with Jakara Jackson, but that's out the window now. Shout out Jakara. But I like her a lot. She has something. And Javon, if they actually, use him on the main roster, but he's black, so we'll see.
He's great, dude. Seeing him live, I was like, wow, he's really that good, Awesome wrestler. And I'm with you on Lash and Jakara both. I liked the act, to be honest. I don't really get it, but well, whatever. Khalid, this will be interesting. I sense you're going to have a knowledge base elsewhere beyond a lot of what we have. I know Marcus just kind of went in that direction. Where would you go in terms of prospects, Khalid?
There's a couple that Marcus said. I mean, Javon Evans is like,
Yeah.
Amazing. I honestly, I want to go with like very recently, Senka from
Mhm.
Marvelous. It's been amazing. Sari Yamaoka and Marigold, she's pretty good. Rena and
Sarah
Stardom.
is probably my answer. Is like probably my actual answer.
She's fucking amazing. Rena's great. Who else? I'm trying to think of one of the young lions from New Japan, the junior. I think his last name's Nagai. He's like
Thank you, Nagai. That's my boy right there.
Yo, that's
my boy.
Crazy. He's wild. Whenever he does his excursion, he comes back going to be the top junior in the company for sure. He is absolutely insane. Who else? I feel like there's one more I could say. Neon from CMLL. Nobody talks about him. Like he was like going trending like last year, kind of. But I've seen some talk slow down on him. But I still think he's amazing. He's great to me. He's pretty young as well, I think.
Tremendous.
I think he's young.
All right, I love it. Great answer, Bobby. Top that. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, my answer is probably just going to be Javon Evans. I think he has a very high ceiling. I've only seen him a couple times. I see Orton match, and then I saw the match last week. But he's very good, man. You know, you see the clips and stuff, and very high ceiling.
Indeed.
There's one I didn't mention. Tavion Heights is a fucking travesty. He's so
sick.
good.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
like him
beast.
a lot. Mario sent a super chat here and said, "Thoughts from Ricochet working the marks on Elon Musk's Twitter." I have not seen any of this, so I can't.
Fucking
I don't know.
rules.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Did he bury you, Bob, again?
No, you know, it's interesting because he's like, oh, you know, fuck WWE, they made me hate wrestling, which fair, but then he'll also be like just attacking people personally too. It's a very interesting dynamic he's got going on there. Kind of rules.
Have you ever beefed with him on Twitter?
No, he blocked me.
Oh, okay, good. He felt like someone. He felt like someone you would have like gone to blows with on the app. I have to say.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Amari. I'm sure it's good. I don't know. It seems to have popped the boys. I hope you're having a good night. All right. Let's move on to our second question. Cal,
Third
what like second on the hashtag?
Oh.
Was that necessary, Manny? Cal asked, "What is Stephanie
keep you honest.
Vaquer's?"
Oh, Jesus.
Try and keep me honest. You know what you're doing? You're holding me accountable, and I appreciate that, you, Manny. I apologize. Good on you, mate. All right. What is Stephanie Vaquer's theoretical ceiling? Can you see her becoming a breakthrough star, possibly one of the biggest they've ever had? Versus, do you actually think WWE will be able or willing to capitalize on her? I think they're clearly like super, super high on her. I think honestly, like, I don't know about one of the biggest they've ever had because that covers a lot of ground, but I do think she can main event at WrestleMania. I really do. Like, now I said can because there's a lot of political elements to go into that, right? As we're seeing with like even Rhea now. But I think she's going to be a top star for them. I really do. Bobby, what do you think?
Yeah, I would agree. They're kind of in the middle of a shift where like the women are going to be just featured even more than they have been the past decade or so, just based on, you know, you look at the main roster kind of male stars, you look at the NXT male stars, like it's clear they need to shift towards the women because that's where all the talent's at. And yeah, she's as good as any of them.
I agree with you. I do wonder if the top guys are going to be on board with that trend. I wonder if that will be something politically they can navigate. I definitely agree with you that if you look at NXT, the talent is clearly much stronger in the women's division. I don't know. Until I see like the women main event of Mania again, it's kind of, I'm always going to be spooked about that.
Yeah, for sure.
The guys have a lot of power. But I definitely agree with you about the trend. Absolutely. Khalid, I'm intrigued. Have you seen a lot of Stephanie's work in WWE? And if so, how have you felt she's translated to that stage?
I think we'll see like a massive like shift towards Stephanie being at the top whenever she goes against Rhea for the first time. Because I personally think I heard someone say this and I was like, that sounds pretty right to me. Whenever they face off for the first time, I think Rhea is, you know, she's going to just poof. Everyone's going to be on Vaquer. Everyone's going to be all about Stephanie, all about Vaquer. And, you know, outside of the biggest Rhea supporters, I think, you know, it kind of changes hands. It goes from Rhea being the top to Vaquer somewhere down the line.
Interesting. Anything else on Stephanie Vaquer, who certainly has been, I think, a huge hit so far. I was there for a Raw spot in Vegas. She got a great reaction. Anything else on Stephanie and WWE? Or are we ready to move forward? I think we're all pretty bullish on her chances, right?
I would be stunned if
Yeah.
she didn't become a giant star over there. Now,
Yeah,
as far
me
as
too.
main event like a Mania or something like that, that would require the powers that be to have backbone, which, given how WrestleMania turned out, it indicates they don't.
Right.
But I think she'll get over very easily.
Yeah.
She got over huge already in NXT. Up her to the main roster, just let her wrestle. I think she'll be great.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Mania main events. There's always so many like factors, right? And like it seems like for the women, it's going to have to be a perfect situation. It seems like, which is a shame, but it's just the way it feels. So we shall see. We shall see. We have a question here from Jumanji Hunter, who's using his 8-month gimmick here. Thank you, Jumanji, for being a member. And he asks very fairly, for a first-time viewer here, which is wild, 8 months membership, first time tuning in. What should I do with the like button if I'm enjoying the show so far, Bob? Great question. Bob,
Yeah,
anything on
you go ahead and smash that like button. First time, odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21.
Good pause. Good
Yeah.
pause there.
Yeah. Oracle's not here to keep them going, so we'll stop at 21.
a different time there, Bob wouldn't have paused there, and we would have.
Yeah.
We're a different show now.
To be fair, I think there was a point that he actually didn't pause, and we all went, "Whoa!" And then he.
Yeah,
I think so. Because I
He's
do it
always
every time
learning.
now.
He's tremendous. There you go, folks. Like the video. JRC Low, or maybe JRCLO. I don't know. He says, "I'm t-shirt hunting. Respect." We'll probably announce the winner of that tomorrow because I didn't want to do it before the show in case people got in late. But also, if you could add any free wrestlers to All Japan and TNA, who would it be? There's any wrestlers, all right? So my brain immediately goes like content. What's the route of attack here, Buster? You're alongside me on a lot of these LNG Gold streams. Where are we immediately headed here, mate? Who we added?
Like content wise, I mean,
You don't have to think that way. It's just how my brain works, you know.
the first wrestler that came to mind for me was Christian Cage. Because yes,
NWA champion.
yeah, exactly, yes. Outside of that, though,
What about like Sheamus?
that's another one that feels too cliche for that to
Yeah.
be my answer. But he would, I mean, it would rule. Don't get me wrong.
This is interesting.
Any
This is very
Claudio?
interesting. Maybe. I'm
I mean,
my Claudio stocks are down slightly.
Yeah,
You know?
2025 Claudio is a little
I
rough.
sold mine.
Imagine All Japan Sam Joe.
Oh yeah,
Just
Now, hold
weekly
on.
grin-alongs. Yeah,
Shibata.
weekly grin-alongs on the channel.
I honestly, all
You know
caps, to be honest.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
let the dream die. Listen, IWGP champion's awesome. Okay, however, Triple Crown Goto is like a dream. I need that. I need
Okay,
it in my
moving
life
guy.
at least once. It's not gonna
All right.
happen, but like, please,
Are we moving anyone to TNA, Buster?
no.
I don't wish that on my worst enemy.
Manny, this is a fascinating question to pitch your way. Who are we putting on All Japan TNA's roster?
Triple H.
Which one? Which one is he going to?
All Japan.
Yeah.
And then you got Max Caster on TNA. He'll be the world champ there.
Actually, he just might. Well, actually, he's not old enough for that, sadly.
True.
Fuck. Okay, any others, Manny, that come to mind?
No, that's it.
Okay, fair. Marcus, any additions you would make in this ongoing trade we're building here?
We're putting Carl Anderson in the Champions Carnival.
Oh
It's
yeah.
fucking right we are, brother. God, could you imagine?
Powerhouse House 2 will be pretty good. Would be pretty good because I
Sheldon
like All
Benjamin.
Japan. Yeah, I like a lot of the guys they have there. They just don't have a lot of main eventers.
Yeah.
It's like 4 guys.
Oh,
So
Big Bill.
another one would, Hobbs would be good. Maybe trade that Triple Crown with Kento Miyahara, one of the Saito brothers, maybe. You know,
I do like too, to Buster's point. Imagine we get Big Bill and Brian Keefe. That'd be pretty
Oh,
fun,
yeah.
right? They could different kind of matches put them together. That'd be nice. Khalid, who are we moving to All Japan? I assume you don't want to make any big additions to TNA. It's going to be my guess, but maybe.
All Japan. Can I say indie guy? I can say indie guy, right?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Jake something. Why not? Just
That'd be
throw him in
good.
there.
Yeah,
See
I
what
thought you were going to say
Yeah,
Calvin
hold on.
Tankman, which, yes.
that'd be cool. Yeah,
Lance Archer.
I'd
Hold
like to see
on.
Priest get booked out there too. To be fair, I mean, I'm not even a big Priest guy, but like, not Damien Priest, Adam Priest. I'd like to see,
Adam
I'd like to see,
yeah.
like Adam Priest. I think I'm not even as big on him as some are, but like some of the people that get booked by contrast, it feels like he's kind of owed a spot. I feel so in one of these territories. I like Jake something. That's a nice one. Bobby, I know you're a big TNA fan. Who are we moving, mate?
Shit, TNA.
Yeah.
That's another place with a really grim main event men's scene, man. God.
Yeah.
Otis, I guess. I mean, you know, he's good.
Hell yeah.
Make him the top guy over there.
Actually, I got
look
two guys who
both.
can send the TNA.
Oh.
You know, top flight. You know, go
Oh.
do your thing over there, win them tag titles and whatnot.
Listen,
Yeah.
bro, they'll tear it up with Edwards and Myers. Just give me time. All right, I like it.
I came up with Max Caster's gimmick in TNA.
Oh, dude.
So
Oh,
you know how he's doing the best wrestler alive thing, right?
yes.
Mhm.
So what he wins the title in TNA, but he says you have to try to beat me in 8 minutes to become the champion. So if he loses after 8 minutes, he's still the champion.
Mhm.
So you just have the guys, you just keep going until like he keeps losing after 8 minute mark. So he's still the champion. And he keeps saying, "I'm still the best wrestler alive because I'm within that time frame." And then you just build up until somebody beats him within that 8 minutes.
What I love about your brain is that you don't realize it. You just described the television title for like the entirety of wrestling history until like 1990.
Yes, I was gonna say, that's like a perfect territory TV
Yeah.
title gimmick right there.
Yes, like specifically what they did, even to the point of the heel not selling it. But you've never seen any of that, and you just described it, which is really, I mean, again, the power of Manny the Hooper is just it's hard to describe. Really, tremendous work.
Yeah, that came up with a great idea, man. Fuck.
Yeah, it works for me.
Mid-South
I mean,
Manny.
for real. Our guy Rice Man asked, "What is each of your favorite sleeper or under the radar film?" My one on this, I've been consistent on this, is the Michael Monroe flick Watcher, which I even recommended to Contrarian Alex and he liked, which was among the proudest moments of my life. Any movie guys here? Buster, any sleeper films to shout out? I know not everyone here is a big movie guys, so
I like Uncle Frank. Good movie.
Uncle Frank. Okay, Uncle Frank. Manny, you're a big movie guy. Who you got?
The Benchwarmers.
Incredible. Marcus, any sleeper flicks to call out?
Rebound with Martin Lawrence.
Baby.
Hell yeah.
Khalid,
Selfies.
anything come to mind?
Anything that has Jim Carrey in it, probably.
Beast. Fair enough. Manny, what was that gesture you made there in response?
What gesture?
You sort of violently swung and you grinned a little bit behind your mask.
Oh, I didn't even know I did that. My foot just cramped up. I was moving into a better spot.
I thought you had an extensive Jim Carrey take prepared, and I was very excited. So that's fine. We'll circle
Nah,
back.
he's a funny guy.
Yeah, good. I agree.
Had a
I
good
just- I was
comic, though.
intrigued. Bob. All right, there we go. Bob, what you got here?
Let's go with basketball.
Fuck yeah.
Okay,
What?
there you go. Right,
Great movie.
6 recommendations. Make a letterbox list on that, and we'll see how it stacks up. He also asked, "What is your favorite TV match from your favorite wrestler?" Specifying favorite, not best. So
Oh.
this is really interesting. So my favorite wrestler will be Samoa Joe. And this may sound crazy because I don't think it's his best, but Rice asked favorite. The match that I think is in a lot of ways like the signature TV match of Samoa Joe's whole career, I honestly think is the Hook match. Because
It's fair.
I don't know what match. I'm not even trying to be a dick here, but like Hook has had no other matches approaching that match.
Mhm.
Like Hook wrestled Roderick Strong and it wasn't good. You know? Like
Somehow, some way.
right. I think him and Joe was great. That'd be my answer. I think that's like one of the best things he's ever produced. I really believe that in terms of his performance. Bobby, favorite TV match from your favorite wrestler?
I mean, I guess I got to figure out who my favorite wrestler is first.
Good start. It's a good start. So,
Obvious issues there.
Yeah. Shelton.
Yeah, I mean, Shelton, a lot of those Continental Classic matches were good. Like for FTR, obviously the Bullet Club Gold matches are incredible.
Yeah.
You want to go back to like Dwayne? He has a really good match on Raw with Eddie Guerrero that we watched for Grin Grappler from 2002. Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero from SmackDown in 2005 when I was there. So any of those.
I respect that, Bob, the way that you kind of just gave a collection of answers because you didn't want to tackle the. Oh, fair. I respect it. Khalid, your favorite TV match from your favorite wrestler?
So my favorite wrestler is Shibata. So I don't.
Row 2
Can I
tag?
count? I was gonna say, can I count Japanese television or?
Yeah.
Like, I think as long as it's not like, I guess the best way to do it would be like the equivalent, right, in tier.
Okay.
You know, yeah, I think that'd be the best thing to do. Yeah.
Okay, so there was I believe it was 2014. Shibata and Tanahashi, they were in the same block. They had just a random heater just in the middle of the G1, not even like the playoffs or anything, just a regular heater in the middle of it. It was fantastic, probably my favorite one. But if I had to choose a US match, it'd probably be the Danielson match that happened on Collision. That was just sensational.
Yeah, it's interesting because the Japanese model is so different, right? That like obviously a lot of the stuff gets taped for TV that we see on the streaming services now. So, but that's a good answer. I mean, the Tanahashi Shibata series was incredible stuff and worth seeking out. Those of you who haven't seen it, Marcus, what comes to mind for you? Favorite TV match from your favorite wrestler?
Well, I am the president or co-president, depending on when nobody's around, of the Hangman Page fan club. And the easy answer will be Bryan Danielson, Winter's Coming. Mine's actually will be the Dark Order and versus the Elite elimination match from Fighter Fest.
Yeah.
Or Fight for the Fallen.
Power of the Good Brothers, mate.
Like, it was so emotional. Everything was built up. They had like the greatest video package they may have ever done.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Like the heartbreaking result at the end, which was like, oh shit, and it led to further and further like the tension and him wanting to get to that belt, and he finally did it full year. Like that was one of the best chases they've ever done ever. I think it is the best chase they've ever done. I don't think it was ever close to it.
I think there is a lot of truth to the argument that like there was genuine issues with that product at the time, and I think the AEW that we've seen recently actually has a lot of strengths over that time. But the vibes of that time were amazing, weren't they? It was like it felt like they were going to take over the world, didn't it? And that's, to me, that isn't even a knock. Like, it's just things change, dude. Like, they've been around a lot longer now, right? There was a back on the road after the pandemic. It was an amazing time. I'm really glad.
Double or Nothing was great. Right, Heyman fucking rock star. Like the Stampede thing. Man, that main event is show in hindsight because we watched that whole show in Self-Made the other day. That's an insane match to end the show on. But the vibes were so high, people were like, screw it.
That's one of my favorite pay-per-views ever, that Double or Nothing show. It's just incredible. I mean,
that's $80 everything.
Dude, if Eddie and Mox were winning the straps, they would have closed the show, I think, But like, obviously Moxie was going away, so fucking awesome show, absolutely. I'm intrigued, Manny. Firstly, your favorite wrestler, and then your favorite TV match of theirs.
I'm gonna go with the pay-per-view.
What do you mean?
You're not ready.
One of my favorite wrestlers is Roosh, and every time I think of Roosh, I just think of the time he almost started a riot at Final Battle.
All right, but this is I can't believe you're doing this. So your favorite wrestler is Roosh, and if there's one thing Roosh has consistently done in AEW is have great TV matches, and you've managed to pick a pay-per-view match with Blake Christian. How do you do these things? I can't even. Okay, I'll answer for Manny. It's the Bryan Danielson TV match with Roosh, obviously.
There you go.
That match, I think that's one of the best TV matches in AEW history, dude. That match is unbelievable. Yeah. When they're on the apron and Roosh is lighting him up and blood's flying.
Blood's on the fucking camera.
So good. I would say the funniest match he's ever had. It was an ROH pay-per-view. It was ROH pay-per-view. He wrestled Bandito for the title. He dropped it to Bandito, and just immediately got his heat back, like right after the match.
He's a beast, absolutely. But Manny's just that night, the riot, man. The damn riot.
I think about it all the time.
I know, I can tell.
I was at the show and I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Buster, who you got, mate?
I have 3 answers. I have
Go for it.
2 Punk matches, Punk and Mox versus FTR, and then Punk, Sting, and Darby versus FTR and Max.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
two
Christmas. Yeah.
Unbelievable matches. And then Mike Awesome has a match versus Mikey Whipwreck in like October of '99 that is 5 minutes long, and he beats the shit out of him, and it's godly.
I bet that's sick, actually.
It's so fucking sick.
Mikey Whipwreck was fun, bro. He was genuinely
dude.
Fun, yeah.
He's a fucking tubby, pasty white guy.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Shout out Big Whipwreck.
you know,
I mean,
fans got
like,
behind him. He's beast.
Bischoff signing him is hilarious because, like, what was he, what was he ever going
What
to
did I
do?
do over there?
Right, exactly. But he was fun in that setting.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He came back and had that Tajiri tag in tag team. He was legitimately a very good wrestler by that time.
Yeah. We have from Big Hitbox Fiend, he says, which AEW wrestler would you like to see Travis Scott wrestle? Okay. Quick hits on this one. I'm going with Manny's boy Rouge. Buster, who you got?
Fucking Mike Awesome.
Which AEW wrestler? Mike Awesome. Good answer. Manny, who you got?
What was the question again?
Which AEW wrestler would you like to see wrestle Travis Scott?
Roosh?
What?
Nice.
I'll switch to Roddy. Marcus, who you got?
That's Archer because he's going to kill him.
Lance Archer, that'd be something, yeah. Khalid, who you got?
Fuck. Damn. Wait.
So many options.
Why did Brain say Mike Awesome though? What's going on?
I don't know.
He's doing his thing, you know.
I mean,
Who am I gonna fucking say, man? I don't know.
I'll be honest, man.
If he's gonna do his thing, I'm
It's
doing
like throw
my
darts at the
thing.
wall, to be honest.
If he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. Give him Tenru right now. Give him Tenru
Hell yeah.
right now. I'm gonna beat his
Fuck
ass.
him up, brother.
Look, man, most questions I ask Buster, there's a 50% chance he replies Mike Awesome. Like, for 3 months, I was like, what's your PayPal? He just replied Mike Awesome. I was like, it's not, dude, I can't. There's a whole thing.
Is Marco Bordeaux still in AEW?
Marker Port.
Parker.
Parker Bordeaux. Boudreaux. Yeah.
No, he's not. He's in triple.
No, he's not.
That'd be a funny one too.
Yeah, good answer. Bob, what are you thinking?
Sit them sing.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
Fucking good answer, mate. That's a good answer. Is the big man still around? He's still around, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's all backstage. Jeff Jarrett talks to
He's
him
a beast.
sometimes.
Like you mean on TV, right?
Yeah.
In real life. Jeff Jarrett talks to him sometimes. With the trailer release of The Smashing Machine, do we see an Oscar in the final boss's future? I'm going straight to the Hooper on this one. I'm a movie expert, especially when it comes to the awards. Manny, is he getting the Oscar?
Definitely deserves it.
He deserves it.
Yeah, that movie better win for practical effects too, because man, I didn't even know that was fucking Rock, bro. He looked crazy.
Yeah. Tremendous.
And the funny thing is, that movie's gonna make everybody think that he was good too.
Who? Oh, Mark Kerr.
Yeah, Marker.
He was good at that time, man. That's kind of the whole point of the story, you know?
Well, I guess, yeah, but I don't think that he's better than what he was, you know. I mean, I guess that's just it.
There's nothing worse than when the public gets an inflated opinion of an MMA fighter from 1999, is there, guys? It's really just a real epidemic. We're really struggling with this across the globe. All right. Bob, you're a betting man. You're putting money on Wayne to win the Oscar here.
I think just kind of on paper, the Scorsese one makes more sense for like an Oscar nomination, but this one does look pretty good. I mean, A24's got the track record, but you know, we kind of all thought Adam Sandler would get nominated for Uncut Gems, and he didn't, and that was a pretty weak Best Actor field too. So like,
wow, actual analysis from Bobby there, breaking out from the program. I like it. This is another one I think is really a Manny kind of centric question. We talked about this a little bit with him the other night. 100 Grinners versus 1 100 Grinners versus 1 Gorilla. Who we got on the front lines? What's our strategy? Manny, you were very passionate about this the other day. Explain.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much I just said that, you know, the first few guys are going to get killed. It is what it is, you know, just we'll make a stat like a rock and we'll carve your name into it, you know. We'll remember you that way. And then some of us are just going to have to jump on that thing and just wrestle into submission. And I said, someone's going to have to take some balls to the mouth because, you know, somebody's going to have to bite the balls to get them down. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
You are absurd. What, bro, man, what the hell goes on in your mind? That shit sounds like the battle of the fucking Midway, bro. What the hell?
Oh, fuck.
Just it would hurt him.
Why would you first go to fucking monkey nuts, bro? Wait, why?
How else are you gonna get him down? How else are you gonna get him down?
You're not getting down. Spoiler alert.
The goal should be to tire him out, Manny, not to bite his balls.
Nice. It's like Isaac Frost. Tire him out, a couple body shots, tire him out again.
Dude, Isaac Frost took years off my life as a young man playing Fight Night Champion, bro. Fuck.
I almost threw my damn remote.
It was brutal, dude. I did worse in my exams because of that fucker. You know, like it's brutal.
The thing is,
he knocked me out.
Yeah.
Once we can't get intimidated. Once that monkey, fucking just hits that guy right in the air, bro, and we see him flying. We can't get scared, bro. We can't get scared. We got to keep charging.
The monkey talk, the gorilla talk for my basketball fans in the Grinner Nation. We got another Game 7, baby.
Oh, big business. Big
Connor,
business.
In the chat, I'm not talking about like running away from him. I'm talking about sending in victims until he gets tired of fighting them. And then everyone jumps in on it at once.
Which on-air talent are we immediately? Caden Lee's fucked.
Caden.
I'm Irish whipping Caden in. Come on, bro.
He's gonna tag it. I'm gonna walk off the apron.
Caden's fucked, dude.
He does. That's what's happening.
And if he does survive, he won't have any arms. He might not even have a face.
It's got to be Caden and then whoever the oldest one is. So
I told Jack, because Jack looked very concerned. He says we can't do it. And I said, look, Jack, our leaders can't show fear, because if they show fear, then the rest of the Grinners are going to be scared too.
I think I covered that well enough. Our guy Cole asks, as someone who's toying with the idea of starting a local indie, do you think it would be better to have shows be focused on one or two styles of wrestling, or have a variety of styles and talent throughout the shows? This is a really interesting question, because it's kind of a broad one, right? I think for a local indie, this is just my personal opinion, I think variety is the way for an indie, because it's the widest net, right? Like you're trying to just attract local wrestling fans. If you take a particular lane, you're going to turn people off. I'm big on the idea of having a specific style in mind if you're trying to do like some sort of big, national project. A local indie, I think it should be like the zoo, bro. Like, I think there should be something like different attractions, right? You should have a comedy match. You should have this one. That's my personal feeling. Any differing opinions on that front? Anything else in terms of local indies?
I don't differ, but I do think it's interesting that like it's kind of like the smaller you go, the more like wide your net should be. But like it's kind of if you're like at Ring of Honor's level or something, it should kind of be like like mid 2000s Ring of Honor. It should be like like a niche kind of thing. It's kind of interesting.
I think the reason for that is, so if you're a local indie, you're not competing with the big boys, right? What you're actually trying to do is trying to attract people that like the big boys wrestling and want to see just local stuff, want to go out for, because let's be honest, if you're a family that loves wrestling, good luck going to SmackDown on a Friday night. I mean, you're going to leave it $400. That's probably fucking putting it light. So the indies, I actually think this is a really interesting topic. So because I was asking about this the other day, independent wrestling is doing well on the level of like just your local show. What's not doing well in independent wrestling is like the sexy indie.
Yeah.
You just mentioned Ring of Honor. That type of indie is increasingly kind of losing grip on wrestling, because if we're being real, wrestling is now at a point where I can put on TBS on Wednesday and see a match like, the 8-man tag or the Hangman and Kyle Fletcher match, right? Yeah. So I think in this time, what we're actually seeing is your local indie that's just a light show is doing well because people are into wrestling. Less well is kind of the artistically driven, kind of, I don't say work rate index. It's like, fuck, it's not like Bruce Pritchard, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
so it's an interesting thing. I think the answer is a variety of styles. Anything else there? Because it is a really interesting one.
Yeah, just have at it if you're a local indie, because the goal should be just that Miss Gertrude in the front row should be having the time of her life.
Yes.
If you're a local.
Exactly.
And then like at the bigger levels, probably should lock in on some sort of identity, be a little more artistically driven. But again, like these days, I can just watch Dynamite or watch Collision and have that shit that I watched
Right.
in 2006.
Yes, and that's why I'm very opposed to a TNA or an MLW being a variety show. To me, it's like, what is the point in that, dude? Like, you can get that on SmackDown or AEW. Like, it's point, like MLW, NWA, TNA, they should have like a specific, this is what we do, Because otherwise, what the fuck am I going to watch? Like, it's just worse talent. I mean that respectfully, but it's the truth. Like,
Yeah.
look at the talent in AEW and on the main roster, even NXT for that matter, and a lot of times. So yeah, an interesting one, like definitely a philosophical thing. None of us are experts on this, clearly, other than Bob. Bob, you've run a few shows. Anything else on this, Bob?
No, I think you're right. I mean, like, especially if you're just getting started, you definitely want to have something for everyone.
Wait, Fro, you ran an indie?
He runs WrestleCon every year. Yeah, look at his face. It's a man who's telling the truth, right? That's face of a man who's telling the truth. And also book the Good Brothers. All right. Chi-Town Spurs, very expensive. Chi-Town Spurs, how many Robert O'Neills would it take to teach a mongoose enough about baseball to be a contributing member of the Chicago Cubs bullpen, Bob?
I don't know, man. We might be in some trouble with that one. I'm not very good at teaching people things, and not a good pitcher myself, so kind of starting from behind there. It would take probably a few hundred of me, I'll be honest with you.
So I guess that's the challenging part of the question is, if you're not good at teaching it, it doesn't really matter how many of you there are, really, because you're going to just be, it's the blind leading the blind, the Bob leading the Bob, the Bob leading the Bob.
Is this a literal mongoose?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I was thinking of the
That
car
makes
from
sense,
Halo.
too.
How's he gonna fucking get a car to throw a ball?
All right. Because Bob said he's not going to.
I do want to apologize for the blob. That was sincere. I got my L in the. My bad. Go on, Buster.
Because Bob said he's not good at teaching people, but he's not teaching a person. He's teaching a mongoose.
That's true. It's a good point. It might
How
translate.
good are you at teaching mongooses?
You think he'd be better at that? Mongi, yeah, Mong.
The fuck's a mongoose?
You think it'd be
What would be the
mongoose?
full Mongeese?
I'm looking this up.
Mongai.
Mongo.
Let me look what it is.
Go on, Manny. I'm sure you'll find the right answer too. Colt has gifted us 5
Mongooses.
LNG Gold. Mongooses. That doesn't
That
sound
doesn't
right.
sound
I don't
Not
know.
at all.
I don't
Thank
agree
you,
with
Colt.
I'm
That's
going with
bad.
Mongi. 5 LNG Gold memberships. Please thank Colt if you got one of these memberships. We're very thankful. Colt, you're the man. Good luck on that local
Holy
indie.
shit,
Keep us
man.
updated. Yeah.
This is like this is a thing from Madagascar.
I don't think it is.
Just-
No.
I don't know how we're supposed to respond to things like that. I really don't. All right, we've got some really unique questions. Cal asks, how many Emperor Penguins would it take to take down the AEW and WWE rosters combined?
So, like, how big is an emperor penguin? Give me a second.
They're pretty
How many
tall, I
wrestlers?
think,
That's
but-
like 350 wrestlers.
Yeah.
I've seen that that Footloose for penguins, man. Those things are pretty huge. Happy Feet. I don't know if you've seen Happy Feet.
They're about
They're huge.
4 feet tall on average, 51 pounds, male and female.
Okay.
They can
Oh,
run.
blimey.
They're 3.7 miles per hour is the fastest they can walk. 5.6 miles per hour is the fastest they can swim. Although that doesn't really matter.
Are they on water or are they on
That's
land?
what I'm wondering. Are they?
Are the wrestlers in a ring surrounded by water? Because then if they are, then they're fucked, bro. They're gonna come
talking
flying up
about
like
FMW?
torpedoes.
What's up?
Yeah, it's a fucking piranha patch or whatever.
I don't have a good answer for this. I don't
either.
Sorry to say.
I have
Yeah.
no answer whatsoever.
You thought
couple
Steve Irwin had it
thousand,
rough.
probably?
Those wrestlers are gonna go right through. Those
A
penguins
lot
are
of
gonna go right to those wrestlers, bro.
What? All I know is Will Ospreay will be hidden blading the shit out of these little emperor folks.
Yeah, that's.
Right until he gets a beak to the elbow, bro. You know?
I'll tell you this though, it was a big day for the Emperor Penguins because they ain't got to worry about Braun Strowman anymore, so they might be golden, you know.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know. We'll see.
Still there.
Satnam's still there, yeah.
Brody King's also on the front line.
Brody King.
Mm.
Wow, that's interesting. All right, keep that in mind.
Who's the most fucked?
Oh, this is a big target.
So many answers.
Zelina Vega.
Which
True.
which
That's
wrestler is most mad when they get the call that they have to fight a bunch of Emperor Penguins?
Don't say Maxine. Come on. No, California can't fix.
Yeah, probably Alexa, right?
Yeah, she just wouldn't show up.
I'm about the same size as them, so yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, she's. I'll be at TV. If I don't go and everyone dies, maybe I'll get on TV next week, right? Fun question here from Don't Have an Out who asks: if you could only transport one of these tag teams to modern day, who would you pick? World's Greatest Tag Team, Arthur and Benjamin, or London and Kendrick? This is pretty fucking cool. So, my thinking here, because both would be neat, and I definitely think World's Greatest Tag Team would be a great contrast. But here's why I'm going to go with Lundrick. We still get to have a lot of Shelton Benjamin minutes, dude. Yeah. And if we're being real, I think Charlie Haas was sick. It was sick, but like this current version of Shelton,
yeah,
in some ways he's more beast than ever, right? Because he's like a giant now.
I think in every way, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I prefer this version of Shelton. Not like much more. I think he's always been awesome, obviously, but power move Shelton is like,
and him and Bobby and MVP as their manager. Like, I think that's the way. Now, again, I would the alternative argument would be like, there's more teams like London and Kendrick than there are Haas and Benjamin now. But
yeah,
I would go with London and Kendrick. Bobby, where are you on this one, mate?
Yeah, I'm with London and Kendrick as well. I think actually more teams being like them plays into their favor as well, just because they can have these matches and it's not against Dave Taylor, William Regal, or someone like that. No offense to those guys, just
right. I definitely get what you're saying. Anyone taking World's Greatest Tag Team?
Nah. For simple fact, like, sure, their teams like London and Kendrick, but none of them are London and Kendrick.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Put them on a nice little match against the Street Profits on SmackDown or some shit like that, or put them in AEW, have a match against the Hurt Syndicate or the Bucks.
Yeah.
Fucking Speedball and Kevin Knight. Like, I would go crazy with it.
I think with the freedom that guys have in ring now, they would like blow people's minds. Like 2006, London and Kendrick, I think people would not be able to fathom how good their matches would be, to be honest with you. Yeah, it'd be pretty wild. And I think in AEW, they would like their personalities would be more apparent too. So yeah, I'd say them. Franco asks, you only get 7 guys to join you to defeat a gorilla. Who are they? All right. Manny took the mask off. I didn't even notice. When did you take the mask off, Manny?
A couple seconds ago.
Right now, man. My face was starting to hurt.
Dude, your mustache is fine.
It's perfectly fine, Manny. What are you talking about?
Oh, shit. I forgot about it.
What was the point of the... never mind, you guys.
Yeah, you got it. Don't worry. Okay, right. Let's each pick a guy. We need someone to fight the gorillas. The gorilla, I should say, not plural. Bob, who pick someone?
Manny.
No, what, in the whole world?
Yeah, he's got a plan. Did you hear his plan?
Fucking hell, Jesus Christ! All right, fair enough.
Can it be fictional or do they have to be optional? Real?
I think preferably it's not a fiction, because if it's fictional, you're gonna pick like fucking Iron Man or someone, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I was gonna pick Rambo.
You can pick any fictional character, you take Rambo. All right, fair enough. All right, so we got Manny the Hooper, Rambo. Marcus, who are you taking?
Whoever shot Harambe.
Oh, the zookeepers. Oh, fuck.
There you go.
What
they're gonna see who
killed
killed their cousin, and they're gonna fall back.
Okay, all right. Almost like a mental play. All right, I see what you're doing here. Khalid, you got any ideas here?
Playing to the PTSD.
Absolutely.
Can it be a dead person? I do have someone.
It might as well be at this point, bro.
All right, yeah. Kimbo Slice.
Yes.
Let's go.
In the same vein, I'm going to do a tactical move. I'm going to take John Jones because worst case, he gets fucked up. I'll see John Jones lose a fight before I die. So, like, pretty badass guy I have, but also could be fun. All right, Buster, take us home. We haven't got 7, but I mean, we've got dead people and fictional figures. Buster,
speaking of dead people, I'm going to take Elon Musk so he can be one.
Yeah.
We
just sacrifice him.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and Triple H. All 3 of us. Get the fuck in there.
The big 3.
Eating the rich today, baby.
We're gonna need a healer on this squad, so I'm gonna add Jesus so he can be healing the guys.
Jesus. Well, no.
Well, actually, hold
My
on.
bad.
They need a healer.
Oh fuck! We're gonna need a healer on the squad.
It's
That was
fucking
Manny's
Overwatch.
That was Manny's response to Buster taking the Elon Musk and Donald Trump. We're gonna need a healer, boys. Franco also asked, with WWE charging up to $40,000 per seat at SummerSlam and seemingly fans getting priced out of big shows, what I want to know is who wins in a fight, the Young Lions or the Young Guns?
Oh, Jesus.
All right, so we got Chris Dukes and was it Tope Suicide? Is that the little guy? Tope, right?
that fella.
Tope, that's the Young Lions. The Young Guns is obviously the formidable Brainbuster, the respectable Novi, and then the other guy who was on Fightful. I think Caden was his name. Buster, you're biased here, so I'm going to straighten Manny. You're a fight expert. Who you got, Young Guns or Young Lions?
I'm going to go with the Young Lions. I think they're scrappy. They got the experience, and I think they're willing to go low. So, you know,
Wow.
I think they can cross that line.
Wow, cross the line TNA style. All right, I dig it. Marcus, Clay, I'm going to put you in that situation politically because you're not as familiar with the Young Lions as Bob. You've been around. You've seen it all. How do you feel on this fight here?
It's tough. It's
Well,
pretty even, you know.
Yeah.
I think Caden and probably Tope cancel each other out, so you're left with Novi and Brainbuster against Dukes and Chris, and it's just
I will say I'm kind of scared, man. Buster's kind of like the outlier. I think he can give those guys trouble. I mean, I think they're
I do.
I think it's gonna be that meme where all three of them just have to go, just start beating them up like that, and then worry about Caden and Novi later.
All right, well, there you go. We've got a range of picks here.
Can I,
In the same
can I
line,
give my answer?
He'll surprise you.
You can, but
You're
know,
biased.
yeah,
I
you
am
are
biased, but it's not a biased answer. I think we trade. We're all pussies.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not fun. I mean, just negotiate the terms. Not even fight.
I'm just saying, like, I think we all die.
I tend to agree. I didn't want to answer that way, but yeah. Great one here from Franco. Yes?
Or you could just make Caden and Tope just fight it out. You see who wins on that.
That'd be fun.
Franco says, with Mariah May seemingly WWE bound and WWE wanting to go hard for more of their talent, I'd like to know, what does Bob call Hulk Hogan? Bob?
I actually call him the immoral Hulk Hogan, and more on this later. But he got the shit kicked out of him in the Observer today.
Let's fucking.
Is there a
go.
question about that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sweet. All right. Lambo asks, with Mariah May's contract news, this is actually about Mariah May.
Okay.
Where do you prefer Mariah to go? And I saw that Lambo got the absolute shit kicked out of him on this and got like Elliot Wrestling Twitter quoted him on this. Like, no one recognized us, the Grinners, which really speaks to our lack of brand recognition. Different selection of answers here. And then he said, if WWE, do you think she should go to NXT before the main roster? So 2 questions. Where do you want Mariah to go? And if she's going to WWE, should it be NXT first? Khalid, you go first on this one, mate. What are you thinking on the Mariah May thing?
I mean, if she wants to go to WWE, that's fine. I would prefer her to go straight to main roster, in my opinion. I feel like she's if she joins that company, she instantly becomes like top 4, 3, maybe. Like I think she's, you know, pretty up there. It also depends on what they do to her as a like character in wrestling and all that stuff. Like,
Right, but as
even
she
just-
is, you'd be very confident.
yeah. As she is, like, top 4 for sure.
All right. So bullish on her as a main roster piece. That's interesting. Marcus, how do you feel about Mariah? You know, what she should do and where she would land if she went to WWE?
I don't fucking care.
That's fair enough.
She's going to
honestly,
WWE. She will probably
Yeah.
start in NXT because, frankly,
Yeah.
even though she probably should go main roster, logically, who the hell even is Mariah May in comparison to some people who are going to be up there? And I don't.
I
rate
would
her
worry,
quite
yeah.
highly.
Yeah.
Others might. That's just what it is. Didn't love her in AW. Didn't love her the title reign at all. Independent of Tony, her weaknesses really, really shine through there. Without her, and when she came back, it started heating up well enough, and the conclusion was fantastic. But who is Mariah May? I still don't know. Even watching her stars, I still don't know who she is.
Interesting. Very different takes here. Very different. Buster, split the difference. What do you think?
So, like, I lean more towards Marcus in the fact that I don't really care, but it's more of like a do it, get paid, brother. That's like my mindset, I guess.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. I think whatever she does, it'll be interesting. And if she decides to stay in AEW, then it's like she's not done much outside of Tony, so I am still somewhat interested in that, like what she could do, like mix it up with other people. But in NXT, I mean, that crowd is gonna like adore her immediately, just based off of like, well,
she's born in
that
white.
crowd. But yeah, I think just based off of how people treat like NXT talent and how that actually does end up helping them gain momentum before they go up to the main roster, it'd probably be better to start her in NXT.
I
again,
actually agree. Yeah.
Don't really care.
I just think I think there's a lot of heavy hitters. It's not that she can't be as good as them. It's more like there's so little TV time, you know. I think going to NXT and earning a fan base within that system, I think would help a lot, to be honest. Because I just worry, I don't know.
That's going to be rated too, so there's going to be a large deficit.
If they're all going up, like if Roxanne's up, Julia's up, I don't think Stephanie's going to be down for much longer. Like there'll be a vacancy.
Yeah.
And the reality is, like, NXT is obviously lesser than. It's still a fucking TV show, right? It ain't like you're doing, like it's still. So I think that's the play. I think going to NXT and being presented as like a megastar, doing it for a year, I think you'll be better served to attack the main roster. But my answer on what she should do is, she should do what she wants to do, dude. Yeah. Too many people, like, they go against what they actually want to do and then they regret it for the next 4 years of their contract. It's like, fuck. Yeah. The contracts are too long now. Like, just go where you want to go. And let's be honest, she may have to swallow some money to make that move, but like, she ain't gonna be fucking on the streets for it. You know what I'm saying? She'll be fine.
She's gonna take a little pay cut, but I mean,
right? She's gonna be okay.
In comparison to her, she's fine.
Yeah.
My thing is, if I was her and they told me, hey, we need you to do NXT for you, I'd be like, fuck that. What do you mean, fuck? I'm gonna do NXT. I did fucking big stadium shows in AEW and telling me I'd go to fucking NXT. You know,
for sure. Yeah. No, I definitely get that. Yeah. Those
top, like the top people they have in NXT, you know, Jordan Grace didn't do a big show like her. You know, Stephanie Vaquer. You know, I think her biggest show might have been what, Forbidden Door, the biggest crowd that she was involved in. So it's like, you know, I mean, I would want to be in the main roster.
It's a risk reward thing, though, right? Do you not think it would be more dangerous taking that path out the gate?
I mean, if you're gonna take the risk, might as well take the risk all the way. I mean,
I don't feel strongly. I'm genuinely asking.
I mean, because the thing is, why are you gonna give up your spot? You know, on AEW where you're top 5 wrestler, and then you're just gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna be the top dog in a small pond. You know,
right? I think there's a lot of truth to what you're saying. I think the issue with it is our understanding of the story is that she is like aggressively chasing that move. Which is makes it harder to take that stance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to go there, and they go, "Cool, here's how we want to do it." Well, hold on. It's like, well, that's that. I don't know if that'll work. So, but I definitely agree with what you're saying. Yeah, and I don't know if anyone. I don't know who the last person they'd put in NXT that has done the things she's done in terms of the other promotion. Like the Hollywood ending thing was a fucking huge deal, man. And she did the Wembley match, as you said. So, definitely some truth to that. Definitely.
I mean, she's going
to be fine anyway.
Accolades wise, I mean, she's going to be the most accomplished wrestler they signed from them. I mean, besides Cody, who started the fucking company, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you could say, hey, look, the Lucha Brothers went straight to the main roster.
No, I forgot that. Yeah, I guess.
No, but like that speaks to your point, though, right? They went straight to the main roster. She's a weird case because her achievements are there. I just don't know. I'd be very intrigued as to what her actual popularity is, you know? That's what I would be interested by. Because you never know until someone jumps.
I mean, she has the advantage. I mean, she's going to jump from AEW, and all the WWE fans are going to be behind her because, like, oh, we got one up on them. So I mean, So I mean, she already has a built-in, you know,
for sure
popularity.
I just think I think you may be slightly underestimating how popular the top stars in that division are on the main roster. Like they have built up a lot of equity on the TV. That's my only thing. But I think there's a lot of truth to what you're saying, Manny. I don't really disagree. Okay. Lambert also asked, that was a somewhat insightful answer. He also asked, which LNG show do you enjoy watching and or being a part of? I don't watch any of them. I mean, they're all fun because it's hanging out with the pals, but my favorite show is Grin Grappler because we do it more than, we just do it once a month. So like, that's my favorite. And I'm most proud of that too. Bob, what's your answer to this, mate?
Yeah, the favorite one I'm on is definitely Grin Grappler. I watch some of our shows. I watch the TEW with you and Shoot quite often. Yeah. That one's a lot of fun. I watch a lot of your solo shows, just a lot of stuff that's on, in the afternoon when I'm working, I'll throw it on. So it's all very good. It's entertaining.
You're a good guy, Bob. Good guy. Underrated. Khalid, of the shows you've done so far, what has been your favorite to be a part of thus far, mate?
Probably when we watched, what was it? Genesis? Was it Genesis? Where we watched
Sakura Genesis?
Yeah. Goto and Nagata. I mean, like the late night vibes, New Japan. I mean, that was just great.
It was fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We got to try and run that back with some Joshi would be really fun if it works for our schedule. Marcus, thus far, what's been your favorite LNG show to be a part of?
We like the Fuse. Biasly, I would probably say is up there. The favorite one was the very first one, the draft.
Yeah, that was awesome, dude.
Great.
Late notice appearance. You right close too, man. That was a hell of a time.
Didn't have a draft board set up. I just said screw it. I got it all at the top of my head.
Yeah,
pick my spots, and I'm just go.
I do love how the audience comes out for those draft shows too. It's like the Grinners love the draft shows, dude. So stay tuned on that. We're gonna have a summer special in that regard. Manny, you've been on LNG now, I think, for 3 years. Favorite shows to be a part of?
If I'm not being biased, I think my specials are pretty good, and then
hell yeah.
If I'm not being biased.
But I mean, if I didn't have to pick my specials, I was just I like being on the flagship.
Okay, good. So you just totally went to pick your specials. That was tremendous. Buster, your answer, mate.
I can't think of like a specific show that I really like to be on, or that I liked being on, like off the top of my head. But I guess generally the bracket shows are very fun. Those are fun to be on and fun to watch. And then specifically to be on, Grindication is like a lot of fun because it's just
fun show too.
Random shit that random wrestlers come on and it's like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
like the roll of the dice is always fun.
I agree completely. Cal asks, what is one women's wrestler, whose impact on their scene or the business as a whole goes terribly underlooked, maybe through coaching or just by being a figure that inspired future generations? Khalid, I reckon you've got some interesting answers on this, but what do you think?
Can you say the question again?
It was a woman's wrestler whose impact on their scene or the business as a whole goes terribly underlooked. So some kind of underrated historical figures in women's wrestling history.
Ooh. Damn. Hold on. Oh, okay.
I can give you a moment if you want to think about some.
Yeah.
I know it's a big question. Yeah. All right, cool. Buster, anyone come to mind for you?
Nene, Kaoru Ito. Those are specifically I learned a lot from the lead on Pure Time Capsule. Cheap plug. Mercedes Martinez.
That was my one. I think Mercedes Martinez would have been like a significant player if things moved quicker than they did,
Yeah. She feels like the kind of person that should be having like maybe not to the level of, but a Christian Cage type run where it's like finally people can see what I'm fucking capable of and what I'm doing or what I can do.
It's a shame, dude. I think like timing, couldn't have gone worse for her in that way, Hopefully she can get a coaching gig. I think people know how good Gal was. I do think because Gal's whole career was in TNA, like that generally doesn't bode well for the legacy.
Understated.
Of yeah. I'm trying to think of other ones that come to mind. Khalid, have you got any names since?
I have a name. I feel like in Japan, she's obviously more appreciated, but in the States, I don't think people understand like how important she is just as for like heels and villains and things like that in wrestling. I'm gonna go with Dump Matsumoto. She like to me, when I think of like just scary wrestler, a scary wrestler, she is the main person. She stabbed people with scissors, would just cut people's hair off in matches. Like, doesn't matter if it's hair versus hair, just a regular match. She's cutting that shit up. She's slicing people up, just slicing people up. She's like, to me, and that's not just with like women, of course. That's across just the entire of wrestling. Just I feel like anyone who wants to be a heel, wants to be a villain, they should look towards someone like Dump. To kind of mimic.
Any other answers, boys, that we would like to put forward? It's a really good question. I like it a lot.
A lot of that Shimmer roster in the mid 2000s, to be honest.
I was gonna say that's like you can name a bunch. Like Serena Deep.
Junior Melissa's probably my favorite.
Yeah,
she was fucking awesome, dude. And the TNA had her doing a very she was awesome.
She was doing her thing in TNA. I'll put it that way.
Right, yeah. She was awesome. There's some good answers there. So I like the question a lot. Thank you, Cal. Caden asked thoughts on prospects. He literally did this in our chat earlier. So just
what a self-indulgent asshole.
Yeah, just doubled up on one bit. Like
I am here to double down and do nothing else.
Playing the greatest hits. I missed this from Darren, who says, "Do any of you still give matches star ratings?" This is a super chat. I give everything I rate on Cage Match a star rating.
Manny, just the most aggressive scoff.
Wait, Manny, aren't you a big star rating guy? Didn't you used to be?
No, never was.
Well, hold on. You absolutely were. You were in the star rating thing. The star, whatever the fuck, star rating, yeah. In the group chat.
That's the old one, man. Not anymore.
Okay.
The old one. He was cloned.
What's the last match you gave 5? I gave 5 to the Hollywood ending. Yeah, I did. I gave 5 to the Hollywood ending. Mariah,
that's probably my last one.
Last 5, Marcus, if it comes to mind.
Well, the last 5 was Athena Mercedes, but like we don't do star ratings over recipes anymore, so can't do that. So, you get my patented real music tag on Twitter now. Every time I see a match I love. We're probably giving Fletcher and Hangman 5. I give it 4 3/4 ultimately.
Yeah, that match was amazing. I just watched it today. If you remember, you can check that out on the JHP tier. Khalid, are you a star ratings guy?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I think Khalid and I are like very similar in the fact that like a match will happen, we'll talk about it, we'll give one, but it's not like an official thing. We're just kind of throwing it out there.
So you mean you actually engage with it and talk about it as a match rather than just saying a number and moving on?
Yes.
Just
was that a shot bro? What the heck was that?
I don't know. It's just fucking everyone does that now, bro. It's great. Like you watch a match, but reply, "What star rating?" And it's like, because you want to ask me if I liked it,
Yeah. Just sit down and marinate with it for a minute. Because some matches that probably are 5 stars, you probably have to watch it a couple of times.
Right. There's nothing wrong with star ratings, but it's much more fun to actually just like talk about the match. To be honest.
Yeah.
I have a hot take. I don't really think there's that many 5-star matches, man. I
don't know if that's
not everything can be a 5-star match. I mean,
I get what you're saying, but it's fake, and so you can't. If someone wants to give 5, they can't they? Sorry, go.
In the moment, they're a lot. After you watch it a couple times, it's like, okay, probably not 5, but I love this match quite a bit.
People do underestimate the power of like the live watch. Once it's not there, it does change matches, and that's fine. I mean, you don't have to value that.
There was somebody out there. I'm not going to name them names. And when we still had our patented WrestlePeers ratings, they tried to get us to rate a match from RevPro. It was Isaiah and Leon Slater, and I watched it and I was like, what the hell is this?
Fair.
Yeah, that was you made choices there. That was
there's a lot of those matches when I was in that group chat, man. And I saw some of these wrestling matches and I was like, all right, man, I'll go watch
wrestling. Some of these wrestling matches.
I watched that.
Some of these were not that high, bro. Some of those British shows, man.
I was like, Leon Slater and Zazai combined for 70 points. Leon Slater scored 69 of them.
Yeah, I like Leon.
I'll go watch one of these fucking Noah matches, and I'll be like, huh.
Okay, who's to say that was Charlie? I ain't even named no names.
No names.
That's just you assuming. I mean,
at least Charlie's honest about how bad Brit wrestling is most of the time.
She is. She just likes the party. Bobby, you're a big star ratings guy.
Yeah, I don't really do star ratings. If I was gonna, that TLC match on SmackDown last week would have gotten one. That match ruled.
Yeah. Do you have any tips for they're enjoying this in place of star ratings? 'Cause we need star ratings.
Yeah, you go ahead and smash that like button. Second time for a lot of you, so you're gonna have to do it at least one more. Odd numbers, 3, 5 onward.
Excellent work. What is your favorite Fed match of the 2020s?
Probably Drew, Sheamus, and Gunther from WrestleMania.
Yeah. I don't know what my answer is here.
I would say Drew and Punk for me.
That's probably the consensus, right?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'd say Sammy Roman Elimination Chamber.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another one.
Yeah.
I interrupted him, so I wanted to hear his answer. Khalid, what was the last match you gave 5 stars?
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah.
The Nakano retirement match with Saya Kamatani.
Yeah.
Like, just,
I
just-
forgot. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness.
That whole
I didn't
experience
say
was
that.
just wow.
The whole show was fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
whole
why,
show
yeah.
was great
Yeah.
show. But that match, wow, absolutely insane.
Tremendous. I'll go with fuck. I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't got answers. Sorry, Darren.
Carl
I'm not
Anderson
doing
and
this.
Andrade.
Yeah, Cole Anderson and Finn Balor from that Raw that was like Nitro for 20 minutes. Let's do that one. I don't know, because a lot of like I think there's a lot I really like, but when I think favorite, I want it to be something that I like absolutely adore. I don't know if I've had that.
The fucking whatever those guys are doing at Money in the Bank.
Bloodlines, yeah,
Yeah,
just like 10-minute trim. It would have been.
fair.
I don't know. I like Kevin and Sammy versus the Usos a lot. In terms of just matches that I personally found exciting and enjoyable, I would go with that. Drew and Punk definitely is up there though. Thank you for the question, Darren. And Dano also here, member for 8 months. What are some of your favorite sub 10-minute matches? This is a great one. What comes to mind, boys? Sub 10-minute matches.
I have one.
Go for it.
I believe it was sub 10 minutes. The Takeshita Darby match.
That was
the one
awesome.
where
Yeah.
Takeshita beat the shit out of Darby. That shit was
Yeah.
amazing.
Great answer.
I think it's also sub 10 minutes. It's Brian Danielson and Necro Butcher PWG.
There you go. I would go some variety. I will go. It was a UK Raw. Regal and Randy go like 4 minutes, and Regal nearly kills Randy with a suplex. Like drops him straight on his head like it's all Japan. It's fucking awesome. And then he takes a shitty RKO. That match is sick. That's a good one. Any others come to mind, but this is a really fun question.
I have
The
two.
art of the short
One
match.
I saw
Go for it.
live. It was that Dynamite last year? Yeah. It was Roderick Strong versus Brian Keith. It was a random standby match. They put in like the 9:30 slot. It was maybe
Yes.
3 minutes, and it was incredible.
Yes,
And the other
that
one
match was sick.
One
Mhm.
was my favorite of all time. Goldberg Laparca from Nitro.
There you go. Goldberg has a few, dude. The Goldberg
Yeah.
Brock Mania match, right, Bobby?
Yep, Goldberg Raven.
Yeah.
Goldberg Brock, like you said, yeah.
There's some good ones.
Laparca just hit him with a chair and just danced. That shit was iconic.
Brock and Finn is good as well from
Yeah.
Rumble 2018,
19,
maybe?
yeah.
19, thank you. Manny, any come to mind?
Besides, wait,
Yeah.
is Kyle and Darby isn't
It might be, yeah. I don't know. Let's just say it. It was awesome. Thank you, Dano. Appreciate it,
I'd
brother. I hope you
say-
enjoyed the grins.
Morishima and Kenta have one, but I don't know when it's from.
Peace.
But
Oh,
it's
I have Morishima and Vader. That one was 5 minutes.
oh yeah, 5 minutes. Very
Um,
young Morishima.
How long
when he
was Cody and Brody
fucking
Lee? The
dies.
first one.
That
Yeah.
was definitely under. Yeah, the first Cody Brody match was like a squash. That was
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, that's one of the best TV things they've ever done. I think
Yeah.
it was so cool.
Mhm.
Cal followed up with, do you believe, and this is like indirectly follow up from the last one, do you believe any current active wrestler will have a similar lasting impact that will tend to be underlooked? Maybe Natalya is the example. So these are wrestlers that are still in the midst of their career that maybe in 10, 20 years will be similarly underlooked at Impact. I honestly don't think Natalya will be. When all of these wrestlers are doing their like post-career interviews and writing their books, they're all going to put Natalya over. I think she's going to be perfectly fine in that regard. But I actually think her legacy will expand accordingly.
I have something to say about Natalya. No disrespect about it, but like I don't really see she's never really had a standout match where I'm just like,
yeah. Well, I guess the question. So, how many Natalya matches have you seen? Would be, I guess, the question.
I mean, throughout the years, I mean, just like whenever I was just watching like WWE TV or whatever. I mean,
right. Well, how often do you watch WWE TV, man?
I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about from when I was a kid watching.
Yeah. No, I'm fucking around. I don't think she has many good matches in the time you're talking about at all. I think the Charlotte match in NXT is impressive. I think she had a really good match with Rhea the match with Rhea a couple years ago was really good. I don't think you're wrong though. Like, I don't think her catalog is good or anything. But
I'm just trying to. That's my question. Is I'm trying to find out where the myth started.
I'll be honest with you, dude. Everyone puts Natalya over. I'll be honest. I don't think she was particularly good at TV at all, to be honest. She was very bad at being on TV for most of her career.
I just thought people just put her high regards because she's been around for a longest time. You know?
Some wrestlers are the things they're good at are not necessarily like apparent when we just watch Raw. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're saying it's like the Randy thing.
And that'd be a very complimentary to make that comparison. But if you want, you
know what I'm talking about, right? Like,
but like, I think mechanically she's very good, and she's a really good coach and really fun to work with. You know, she has a lot of ideas. I don't think that necessarily means you have to love her matches. I don't love her matches at all. Like, she's fucking cool though. You know, like she seems like an awesome presence in the locker room. I understand why you asked it because I think people do describe her sometimes in a way that's probably a little bit jarring for people that just watched her on TV, right? Like,
yeah, I was like, because I saw people going crazy for her, like, oh, she's doing the indie stuff, and I get that's a cool thing because somebody that's been in that system for a long time, and I'm just like, the legends on the indies, and I'm like, I mean,
I still have questions from that place.
Very loosely, just,
Who the hell were those dudes behind her that whole time? Like, what was going on?
Idea. I don't know. I still haven't seen that, but like, it's also relevant to note. You know, for her physical prime, she was given like no opportunity to have good matches because
I was going to say, how much of her not having good matches is actually on her?
I think you could, if you were being really honest, I do think she struggled to connect with audiences. Now, you could easily turn around and say, how the fuck was she going to connect with the creative they gave her? And that's like fair. I don't think she's a particularly charismatic wrestler, though, is what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like every time she spoke on TV, it was like, oh, Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is like the right comparison. Is it like Ronda in the UFC? Everybody thought she was like really good. And then like the rest of the division just caught up. And you're just like, oh, wait, she was just not as good as we thought she was.
No, I don't think it's that at all. I think mechanically she's still better than like a lot of the women, to be honest with you. I think being mechanically good, dude. Here's an example for the guys. Ask any wrestler about Sean Spears. They will tell you every wrestler will tell you he's an amazing worker, like amazing. And if I watch his matches, I can see he's a good wrestler. I like Sean, so I got nothing against him. But like, he ain't someone who you're gonna go, oh my god, did you see the Sean Spears match? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just not. Some guys, they're role players, dude.
I remember we popped because we thought we were going to get Sean Spears versus CM Punk on that one Dynamite.
Yeah. Sean Spears is good. He's not someone who you're going to like buy the T-shirt of, right? is what I'm saying. But Natalya, again, we're not trying to disparage now. I thought it was a fair conversation, to be honest with you. We didn't answer the question though. Currently active wrestlers that we think will eventually end up with underrated kind of standing in terms of their lasting impact. This is a tough one, I think, because I think. You immediately go to someone like Bayley, who I think, as the years go by, her legend and legacy will actually grow considerably because how beloved she is in the locker room. Someone I'm not a big fan of that I know the talent swears by is Candice LeRae. So, like, maybe someone like that.
I'm not a Candice LeRae guy at all.
I'm not either, but like, you can see the way they kind of perceive her. So maybe her. I think Shayna Baszler is someone who does not give a fuck and will stand up for the grapplers in the promotion. And I think people will miss that now that she's not around. So that's one maybe.
I do have a thing on Candace too. I think people are gonna be like, she probably should have left. I think she's gonna be like a what if she left and went with AEW instead of resigning to the WWE.
Yeah, maybe so.
I have a good one. Xavier Woods.
There you go. Xavier Woods, just to be clear, not for women's wrestling, but just wrestling in general. Yes, I most certainly agree. Yes. Woods, him being the guy who didn't get the world title push from New Day is like very much speaks to kind of who he's been as a wrestler, which is like entirely selfless, right? He's just, I think you could argue in terms of talent, he's the most versatile member of the group, but he never seemed to care about being the guy they pushed, right? He wanted Kofi Nee to get that spot. So
I was thinking he'd be one day down the line, he'd be a strong creative eventually.
Yeah. I'm wondering, now that you open it up, because Cal did just ask broadly, I'm wondering any other male wrestlers that we could. We mentioned Sean Spears. There was one earlier this week that I actually inadvertently brought to the forefront with Wesley Blake. And a bunch of the boys were tweeting about that, which was really fucking cool. I'm glad he got to see those. Like, I saw Mansoor quoted it, and Mojo quoted it, and Dax replied to me. So that's one. A lot of the guys from that generation had no chance to, like, show how good they were. I look at a guy like fucking Heath Slater, dude.
Yeah.
I talked about this on a solo show. Heath Slater got, like, they gave him shit to do. It was like, do this 3-man band thing. They got that over, dude.
Yep.
They did nothing with it. The only angle they ever did that guy that had any juice was I've got kids.
Mm-hmm.
He got it over. He sold T-shirts, and they never did another thing with him for the rest of
that thing with Rhino was so funny.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I think guys like that, they got no real chance, I mean, I've been talking about Dango recently. He's the same, bro. Fandango's 6'3". Why the fuck was he a ballroom dancer? These guys were so capable, but they were in that slot for so long, so they were cutting for the Dre. All right. Chris asks, thoughts on Anna Jay popping a rating for Collision? Great question, man. You're a big ratings guy. Go for it.
No, I mean, it's cool, yes.
Yeah. Good shit. All right.
I mean, this is like the second time she's done it.
It's what she does, bro. Check WrestleNomics.
Is she the one that beat Roman?
Yeah.
We should keep this in mind at the end of the year when we do the Grinnies and we do Bob's, what's it called, Bob? The Needle Mover of the Year?
Oh, yeah.
The weekly Bob Zerber Needle Mover of the Year. This one is from Novi. He says, which wrestler below 30 could you see leaving the most impact on the sport in terms of the fundamental style and presentation? Khalid, this is a fun one to throw your way. Under 30, who do you think is going to leave the most impact on the game?
Ooh, fuck. Under 30?
Yeah, tough.
On the entire sport of wrestling. Damn.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a really tough question.
Yeah, that's
I have one.
tough one.
I have one too.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Is it Darby?
Is Darby under 30?
He's over 30. He's over 30.
No, never mind. I'll go
Yeah.
on.
This is like I might be like calling my shot kind of thing, but I think Kyle Fletcher's somebody that has blended the style of like being a fucking super indie work rate guy with like traditional playing to the crowd,
Dude.
Shithead heel, and he's done it fucking perfectly. So like, I don't. Okay, tell me if I'm wrong. It feels like this is the first time we're seeing that kind of wrestler. Am I wrong?
I would say so. I wouldn't say so. I think you're right on that one.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting
like in the way that he's doing it,
where he's like a traditional heel,
because he's like full blown traditional heel. He bumps like a madman. He's like not afraid to make himself look really stupid, but then he also like every move that he does. Yeah, he does brainbusters. The fucking kicks that he does. The power bombs that he does. Yeah, like eye slapping. Like he's blended the styles in a way that's like he does things that I kind of fucking hate. Don't really care because it looks awesome, and it's just
I don't watch, but it sounds like you're describing like a modern take of Rick would have been doing.
Yeah, sure. I think
I see a lot of Gil Hernandez in them a lot.
Yeah, my issue with him as the answer is, in an ideal world, it would be him. But like, do we actually think guys are going to watch him and take that from his matches, or they're just going to do the brain buster?
No, yeah, probably not. But like, it should be him.
I agree with you. Yeah, because like, so Tony Storm, I think is a good answer because I think her gimmick is going to inspire people to try things that will probably go very poorly, if we're being honest, but it will probably inspire a lot of copycat gimmicks. The issue with this question is like, it's like someone in the chat said Takeshita. Takeshita's amazing. In terms of fundamental style and presentation, what about him are you going to replicate? Because you can't run the ropes like him, you know?
Yeah, none of y'all are physical.
Dry, for sure.
Right, yeah, you're not just going to look like Takeshita. Like, I think the reason Fletcher's a good answer from Buster is because there's things you could steal if you were 5'8". You could steal stuff from Kyle Fletcher.
And you can do classic heel fundamentals, learn how to play to the crowd.
Yes.
Learn how to stews, learn how to make yourself look silly at the right times. Learn how to throttle up or throttle it down, and then turn the intensity up. And you can wrestle with different varieties of matches.
Yeah.
But with Takeshita, you're not going to be a physical freak. You're not going to be 240 pounds, 6'3", running like he does. Like, this is not going to happen.
Yeah. And it's the same. I don't know if he's undefeated, but it's the same with like a Bron Breakker, right? You don't want to watch the tape and go, right, that's what I'll do.
He's right?
I assume so. Yeah. But, I think Tony's the actual answer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Tony's probably the more like people will actually look after her, or study her, I guess is the right term.
Yeah.
What about NGF?
I think Max would be.
Or does Kyle do what Max is better?
Here's what I would say for Max. I think the kind of keep kayfabe thing maybe will inspire people.
Yeah.
You know, like, because when Max first started doing that, where he would go to autographs and go to meet and greets and be a heel, it was like, whoa. I don't really care about that stuff. I don't even think it's that big of a deal, but I could imagine there being indie wrestlers that see that and go, I'm going to do what Max does. You know? Bell to bell, I think Max's style is a lot of stuff blended together, so you wouldn't really cite him as an inspiration to me in that way. Maybe I'm wrong.
Blink brings it up. Suri as a name is like somebody that inspires wrestlers to, maybe not in like actual wrestling, although I'm sure she'll do that, and more in terms of like they won't be afraid to like be a freelancer. They won't be able to be afraid to run a show if they want to run a show. Like that
would be amazing.
Make yourself more of like a fucking product than feeling like you have to sign somewhere.
Agree completely. Emma has been a member for 8 months. We're very thankful. He says 8 months pops me huge that my hard-earned money goes to a bunch of dudes to chat shit about wrestling and hang out. Pops us too, brother. Absolutely rules. Love to you all. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We hope you've enjoyed the grins. Seems like you have. We appreciate everyone, dude. It's crazy we can do this. I was saying it to the boys the other day, like, we're working on some big stuff, and I said to them, look, if it all flops and this is all we ever do, it's like we overachieve with this fucking thing, you know? I'm pretty happy with it. So thank you very much for making that possible. Lambo followed up, and it's like, we kind of covered this. Which promotion do you think Mariah will succeed the most in? I think the safest bet is AEW because she's clearly viewed there. I think WWE is the risk reward of higher ceiling, lower floor because it's a gamble, right? Does that make sense? Work for everyone? Okay, thank you, Lambo. Because I know we talked about length earlier. Cal says, which wrestler would genuinely believe they can beat a hippo one-on-one unarmed?
Brian Cage.
Fucking great answer. Great answer.
Based off tweets, Jericho.
Yeah. Good answers. Good answers. Braun Strowman, my one thrown in there.
Loki would probably
yeah.
Low-key would have like a...
Because Raw versus aren't smart people, so...
Yeah, Low-key's plan would be like he would make friends and they would become a tag team or something.
I'll say Anoki. He's dead, but
Anoki, would. He'd light him up, dude. Who's your favorite prospect wrestling? We did. Thank you, Robo, though. Late on that one, sadly. I think people just like winding up Cal, to be honest. Jake says, with Mania being 2 nights these days, this is fucking awesome. What one historical match or moment would you have liked to see get the main event spot in the past? So, like, the example he gives is Kofi Mania. So, if you could go back and make that 2 nights, which wouldn't that have been great for Bobby's fucking knees in the stadium? Jesus, he could have gone home. That's a great answer. So, we take Kofi Mania off the ball because that would have been incredible for him to close that show. What would be the other ones that would come to mind? I'm trying to think of.
Women's Triple Threat Mania 32 was the best match of the entire show.
You know what would be a good one? Brian
Mania 30.
But he main evented.
Oh, my bad.
You mean the Triple H match?
No.
The Triple H
I
and
meant-
the main events both. Here's
Yeah.
a fun one. Be a cool piece of history. What if TLC at WrestleMania 17 closed night
Mhm.
one of that
No
show?
shit.
That'd be sick. Yeah.
They would have got even more nuts. Can you imagine?
Dude. Fucking
Well, there's one that didn't.
JBL and fucking Finlay, dude.
Well, there's one match that should have gotten booked as a main event, but didn't.
Hell
And they
yeah.
decided to do something stupid.
Imagine if Brian and Sheamus closed.
Oh, the squash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This show
I
people just did rocking Triple H at Mania 2000.
Yeah, that would have been. Yeah, that should have been the main event. Yeah, certainly.
I have
Manny-
one, but it's the one I went crazy for at Mania, and I had to make a.
Hogan versus Vince. Yeah.
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 Of course. That's right. Also, of course, Bob, Bliss Cross versus Kabuki Warriors, right?
Yes.
Obviously,
Absolutely.
got to be in there. That is a really fun question. He also said, quote, if Bob is serious about going to San Diego for Survivor Series, would he be interested in attending College Hoops Feast Week tourney out there? Asking as someone who is also considering that trip. Bob, this is a big fucking moment, man. Jake's got his finger on the trigger. He's going to make this trip. Are you going or not?
Yeah, I didn't know there was a tournament out there till yesterday. I am planning to go to San Diego that week. Again, it's a city I've always wanted to go to. I'm going to have some airline miles by then. I got it all planned out, so fired up. And if I'm out there, yeah, I'll absolutely go to basketball.
By the way, one of those Mania main event things is probably the Hulk Rock match, right? Probably would have made sense. Would have made the Triple H Jericho miss funnier too.
Actually,
we have
probably
one.
the first Money in the Bank too could have.
True.
That'd have been interesting, yeah.
I mean, you'd have Triple H, Batista, and JBL Cena. I know you want to crown those guys, but I think to get Money in the Bank over, yeah, I mean, have that main event one of the nights, and
that'd have been Shelton Benjamin WrestleMania main eventer. I
Mm-hmm.
know your game, Bob. Emma's been a member for 8 months and says, how hard was it for you to evolve your own opinions about what wrestling can be after growing up watching WWE's presentation of wrestling? So this one, I can't really answer this because I didn't really. We were talking about this recently, right, Buster? In a post show, I think we were talking about this. Like,
Yeah.
I have no affinity for the WWE style because I just didn't watch it like that. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting question, though. Buster, how would you approach? Because we talked about this a little bit. So go for it, Buster.
Honestly, for me, it wasn't super hard because as I was growing up, around like the early 2010s, I was already starting to watch other wrestling, not like regularly, but I would tune into TNA from every once in a while. So like I was seeing other things, and I would watch the random CZW matches on YouTube. So like I was seeing other things. So it's not like I had to like make a point to alter the way I was watching things or what I thought wrestling could be. It was just something that naturally happened when I wasn't actively making the decision, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on this one? Because it is an interesting question. But I'm not sure who are the panel.
I'm interested to hear Khalid because he went from WWE straight to fucking mid 2010s
shit.
ROH.
So I mean, basically how it went for me was I was just over. I was like in my teens. I was over WWE. I didn't like the wrestling anymore. I was like, this just isn't hitting for me. And this was before like the Black and Gold stuff came around.
Mhm.
So I remember I had stumbled onto ROH, and this is around the time ROH was doing the New Japan stuff as well. So started off with ROH, went to New Japan. It mine to work rate, really like just in-ring stuff, prioritizing in-ring stuff over the cinematics, the backstage segments, all that other stuff. And I mean, for me, it was a pretty easy transition because the shit is just better. I'm not gonna lie, it's been better. It's still better than WWE in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, like,
So
fuck the Fed.
in your case, you really just found the wrestling you liked more, really, than rather than it being Okay, that makes now, Bob. I feel like you'd be a contrast to that answer. What would you be your answer to this?
Yeah, I guess as far as like the style goes, maybe that's not quite what I'm going to answer, but like just kind of learning wrestling history through just like their lens for so long, I think was something I had to recover from too. Because like, I talk about it for Grin Grappler, like, but until the network came out, like, all I had was like their DVDs and stuff, and it's like, it's a skewed version of it all, and even past that, like up until a handful of years ago, I kind of thought WWE was the only thing worth watching, and not. Like there's a lot of other stuff out there. You just got to find what suits you.
Yeah, absolutely.
What
Marcus, go on, Manny. Sorry, mate.
So like what got me out of it was funny enough the UFC. And then when I was watching the WWE, I was just like, I don't really want to watch this stuff. And then I found old Ring of Honor stuff, all Japan stuff, and then you hear the cliche of like Dave starts talking about some old fuckers, and you're like, I'll go watch some of these guys, and then that leads you down another route. And what got me towards the end, before I stopped watching wrestling, was when people were going one direction, I would see the trend, and I'm like, I'll swerve to the other way and start doing something else.
Yeah, I've noticed
You're being a hipster.
Yeah,
I was pre-trend.
Complete honesty there from the Hooper. You got to love it. Marcus, what would be your answer for this, mate?
Brother, I am from the South, so and I was born in the late 90s. So like, I knew about WCW. My dad was a huge WCW guy, big NWA guy, championship wrestling from Florida, all that. So I knew what it was. And I started like growing up actually watching wrestling in like 04, 05-ish. So like I didn't have anything else. Then I discovered TNA late 05. So I was already enamored with like the Samoa Joes, the AJ Styles of the world, Abyss. Like I was always really, really like locked in with those guys. And LAX also as a tag team was something that really got me in. Then like the 2010s happened. I'm a teenager at that time, around 2013, 2014. The indie boom's happening. And then New Japan's having a giant resurgence. And I hear about Okada, I hear about Tanahashi, I hear about all these other guys. And I'm like, oh shit, let me find a way to somehow watch this. And then boom, I'm locked in for life. And then New Japan World becomes a thing. I get that. Yeah. I'm not watching WWE anymore like that for real. I watched like SmackDown Live in like 2016, but other than that, not really. I was watching Ring of Honor. I watched New Japan, and then a little bit of AAA and a little bit of CMLL where I could find it. Mm-hmm. Then AEW became a thing. I just threw WWE away completely.
Yeah, I think a big thing people underestimate, when people compare like Dynamite and Nitro, for example, I think they think they can start from the same point. What people miss about WCW is WCW was indicative of like a whole culture of wrestling because it was the NWA's successor. So like in certain markets, that was the wrestling you watched.
Yeah, and for clearly, 50 years, this is wrestling to you.
And clearly, because millions of them just left when WCW died, so that's it. We're done. Wrestling's no more. So it's that's interesting. It's a really interesting time. And I agree with Colt. This is something worth diving into more down the line. And a great question. Hope we answered it well enough on this occasion. Nathan asked, which LNG superstar will be most likely to beat 100 Grinners? It's got to be Crosby, right?
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine how crazy, dude? Imagine how crazy Jack Crosby would be in a fight.
That's Uncle Jack, baby. That's Uncle Jack.
Legend. What a fucking legend! I think that's the answer. I think Manny's kind of cerebral. He'll be useful, but I think Jack Crosby's the way.
Manny will be like the troll scene in the first Harry Potter movie.
God damn.
Chucky asks, what is your ideal SummerSlam night 1 and night 2 main events? I keep forgetting that's this thing, right? Night 2. Okay, Bob, I'm going to go straight to you on this one. SummerSlam, who you got?
Night 1 we'll go with Rhea and Bianca, even though I think they're doing it at Evolution, but that show hasn't been announced yet, so we'll just put it at SummerSlam. Night 2, probably Punk and Roman against Braun and Seth.
Didn't they go all the way to the SummerSlam with that? Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Cena will be in one of the fucking main events.
I think.
So.
That was crazy. I think Cody Cena 2 will be the main event.
Yeah,
probably.
I forgot about him.
Exactly.
Wow. What has happened here?
Are you out on Cena? Are you done?
I like the first half of the Mania match. I don't know. Like I've been all over the place on. His heel turn and like he hasn't been around enough really for I don't know, like a lot of it doesn't make sense still.
Yeah,
we'll see what he does from here,
bro. This is absolutely on the money. You've had enough, dude. You're like fucking people wasting my time. All right, fair enough. I haven't got a great answer. That's why I leaned on Bob. Does anyone have any strong feelings on the SummerSlam?
I don't care.
I think not. Yeah, I think. I'll say this: the other belt, I don't think Jay should be the champ by then. So I think hopefully you do something creative with that belt for the other night. If it's not going to be the win, which it should be, but I don't think it will because Evolution
It would
will
be
the
insane if they actually waited to have Seth win that belt at SummerSlam.
Exactly. Yeah, I think Seth be interesting. I wonder what the right match would be for Seth. Interesting. I'm not sure. Just give me a cool Jacob Fatu match and I'll watch. Cal says Bob's geosocial political stance on the state of Mexico. Great question.
I went to Mexico a couple of years ago. Had a great time. I'd like to go back.
Great answer. Cal also asked, Mako's retirement got me thinking. Those don't happen too often for North American women. In an ideal world, who is one woman you'd like to see get that type of retirement tour? Who do you want to see them face? Where would you want to see them wrestle? This is like tough because you're kind of retiring them to answer this, right?
Yeah.
Like if we say Mercedes, we're like, the only way we can match make is if we just assume she's retiring tomorrow, which I don't want to read.
I don't want to think about that.
So that's why I find challenging here. But if we were to look ahead 5 years for the sake of, conversation here, so that we don't just all say like Natalia or Mickey James, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like otherwise we can't. Let's start with Mercedes and we'll just kind of go around. So who would be the matches that you'd be like, we have to that. I think the match for the Horsewomen would be the tag, right? Just for, if it's gonna be a retirement tour, that would be the match.
Yeah.
Suri.
Charlotte and Becky versus Bailey and Sasha. Suri is an all-star.
How's it going?
My God, you get her and Athena need to run it back at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a natural. I'm trying to think who else I would like associate.
I think there has to. I understand the Horsewoman tag, but there has to be a Bailey match.
Yeah.
I tend to agree, but what I'm thinking here is, how do I put this? It's pretty much 5 years away. And,
Bailey's cooked, is that what you're saying?
well, I don't know. I don't know how good Bailey's going to be in 2030. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know
Won't
how good
be.
anyone's going to be in
Won't
2030.
be.
You know. Now let's do Bailey.
Even I ain't be around.
Let's do.
Fighting-
What would be the
fighting
Bailey?
spirit, brother.
What would be the Bailey matches? Kendo stick on a pole with Alexa, right?
Yep. Got to run
You
that
gotta
back.
do.
This
you
is
gotta-
your life again.
Yeah, this is you got to do that in the build. I'm trying to think of unique. The problem with the
Um,
Horsemen as well is you're in the same pack, aren't you? You know.
I
Yeah.
would say, like on the tour, probably like the first match of the tour, I'd probably say Billy Starks because of just the whole connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
answer.
That's a good one.
Thank God Khalid's here because
True.
Athena, you'd have to go with. I mean, she would obviously work with Asuka again, right? You'd have to do that in some sort of all-star tag format. I think she's obviously going to work with Billy.
Willow.
Yeah, imagine that was an all-star tag. Athena and Billy versus Willow and Asuka.
So this retirement tour this is like when Kobe retired and every team was just like doing stuff for him, right? Is that what is that the same concept?
The specific example is Mako Satomura, who just retired.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah. I like you approach that almost as though wrestling retirements have never happened. And I thought that was brilliant stuff. Do we have any other good answers for Cal? I feel like I'm
Well,
Actually,
Maiko on her tour, she ended up winning the Sendai like world title, and then she lost it to Hashimoto. So like depending on who's like a world title, whoever is like holding the world title in their promotion, like possibly like a feud with them, whoever's in WWE or AEW or Stardom, like I feel like that'd be big.
I think our actual answer here is more retirement tours.
Yes.
Let's
Mhm.
the Sting thing. I really hope the success of the Sting situation is enough to convince the promoters, both AEW, WWE, when Rey Mysterio is ready to go, let's fucking make a show of that. Let's do a show about Rey. When Joe is ready to retire, you better fucking advertise. I'm going to flying out for that thing. You know, like let's just make that normal. That's such a great thing to give the fans and the wrestlers. Once we share that moment, that's special. That's my main thing with this. So hopefully in 6, 7 years, 10 years, all of these women have them the same way the dudes should. Okay, this was the San Diego question we did. Nathan says, if you had a checklist, wish list for the remaining Cena, this is good for Bob. Remaining Cena matches, Bob, what would be your checklist?
I'd like a Punk match. I don't think it'll be any good, but hopefully.
Vibes.
Kevin Owens is out. AJ Styles would be nice, but
Sammy uptake.
Sammy
they're
would
doing
be
this
good,
Randy
yeah.
match that I hopefully good. I don't know.
Wow, Bob's had enough,
Yeah,
dude. Look at him.
He is done.
Wow.
I don't know. It's like there's not a lot. Braun Breaker, I guess.
I like seeing work with Gunther. I
I
still
want
think
to see
it's
it die.
I gotta be
Bob
honest, dude.
shakes at Gunther.
I think it's. I'll be real. I think it is fucking insane. They didn't just have Cena beat Gunther as a babyface at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy. I will never understand it. I never understood the Cody match.
Yeah.
I get they're the two biggest stars. It never made sense to me as a match because why are you going to have the people pick between those two? I never understood it. I've been on the record with that. So I'd like to see him work with Gunther and Jacob. So that would be my ones. Any others for Cena before he bows out? Was
Naomichi Morofuji.
can you
Joe
imagine
Hendry.
how bad that match would be?
He would
Dude,
suck
that match
would be-
so bad.
That'd
What
be very
match would be
bad.
better, Joe Hendry or Marufuji?
Morofuji.
See, the reason I asked was not
In
to
Japan.
disrespect Marufuji, but more because like stylistically,
Japan is crazy.
you know what I'm saying?
In Japan is wild.
That's wild.
The novelty of that would have to carry it immensely.
Yes.
wouldn't it?
Yes.
Like,
If
The
it did
match
Joe
is
Hendry,
gonna
I would just
suck.
be mad.
But you know,
I'm so fucking look, man. I don't expect the company to like pop me on a moral level, but when they did that fucking Noah deal when they sent AJ, I was like, at least maybe they'll send occasion like Sheamus will go and work Noah, you know? It's only NXT kids. Can't you at least send a star occasionally? And then they almost got over and they fucking took him back. It's crazy. I just don't get it.
The match I like to see Cena have before he retires, it's. I don't really want to see it, but I will see it if it does happen. Is the Tanahashi one.
it's not.
I don't
happening.
really want to see it, but I will see it if it happens. Yeah. I don't
It's
think
gonna be like a day of kind of thing,
Yeah. Josh asks, "False." This was. I want to circle back to this, but this was followed up with. I really hope this isn't taken the wrong way. Here we go, boys. If you feel attacked, he doesn't attempt that the case. He says, "Faults on everyone saying wrestling sucks, but continue to watch anyway. I'm not talking about criticizing bad booking.
Don't
We should
worry,
always do that. Do you think the way we consume every bit of wrestling now is ruining a lot of people's enjoyment?" So, I really like the question. Jokes aside, I think this can go in all sorts of ways, and we only need 2 hours in, which is hilarious. I do not watch everything because of this. Actually, I am of the belief, and people can say this is like a cowardly take. I don't give a fuck. I'm of the belief there is a level of scrutiny about weekly wrestling now that no period of weekly wrestling in history could actually hold up to. I honestly believe that. I think if you went back and covered 96 Nitro in podcast format, like we do now for fucking Dynamite and Raw, you would lose your mind. Like you would be, or 97 Raw or whatever, 2016 SmackDown even. I don't think you would, the way Twitter's done now. Like the headbangers would come out and people would go, why the fuck are there headbangers minutes on SmackDown? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's healthy. I honestly don't. That's why I watch less of it as a result. My genuine feeling, I know I'm taking solo on this, boys, but everyone's free out afterwards. But like, my honest thing on this is we have a lot of fun with the We Love Wrestling thing, right? Wrestling is the medium. Treat it however makes you happy. If you want to watch every episode of Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, NXT, Collision, watch it. I don't. I want to sometimes watch a 1997 Headbangers match and go, that weren't much good, was it? And then I move on, Sometimes I want to watch a Honky Tonk Man shoot interview. Sometimes I want to watch Jake Roberts versus Shinya Hashimoto. That's the way my brain works. In the same way that with movies, sometimes I just want to watch Beverly Hills Cop. I do. I like it. I like it. It not hurt anyone, So my point here is, yes, it's a problem, but we need to normalize watching what you want to watch. Because otherwise, you're just driving yourself fucking crazy. I love wrestling. That doesn't mean I love watching every match every week and nitpicking it. Does that make sense, boys? Am I making some sense here?
It makes
Yeah,
perfect
because you can love wrestling, but you don't want to feel obligated to watch it
Exactly.
all the time.
Yeah,
I don't know if mine makes any sense. I like the idea of watching a a match. Like I saw the reviews for that All-Star tag on AEW, and the thought of me wanting to watch it was there, but do I want to do it? Not really. That's the kind of state I'm in.
That doesn't really make sense at all, but I like the answer.
So I said it really makes sense, but that's where I'm at.
No,
right now.
it's your answer. Yeah. Any other answers on this point in terms of like the way we consume wrestling, way we talk about wrestling, all that stuff?
I mean, I think it generally is pretty broken. The way that people feel like they need to know everything.
Yeah.
Like they need to have an opinion on everything that happens on Twitter, like every little piece of discourse, so they feel the need to watch everything. Yeah, man, if you don't like fucking Tokyo Joshi Pro, just don't fucking watch it. I don't know.
Yeah. And you end up with that legacy game shit, and it's like fucking October 2024, and people are like, Mercedes Moné legacy game. It's like, brother, it is an 8-minute TV match with Emi Sakura. Like, this is in 10 years when we talk about the legacy of Mercedes Moné, we're not going to be sweating bullets about her summer of 2020. You know, it's like that shit's where people I think lose the plot with that stuff.
Fucking hilarious in hindsight with the way she's been.
Yeah, and it was always going to be, dude. She's one of the best wrestlers ever. Like,
it's almost like she's eventually going to show you exactly why she is one of the best wrestlers ever.
Sometimes you just have to just let things be a little bit. And like, look, I'm biased, obviously, with Max. Remember when Max was doing the Adam Cole feud, and Ibu said this, and I love Ibu, and like he was just posting, you know, he was like, maybe Max just doesn't have a role to play in AEW more. Bro, I think this Syndicate stuff has been fucking great.
It's been awesome. It's been the best thing on the show a lot of the time.
Right, and if you don't, that's fine. But what I'm saying is we're all so quick, and I'm not knocking Ibu. I do it too. We all do it. But yeah, it's a weird thing. And like this is a good example. Young Blink says, imagine every movie currently on theaters because you have to. That's what I mean when I say wrestling's the medium. It's like treat it like you treat movies and music, bro. Like just listen to the shit you want to listen to, watch the shit you want to watch. Like, it's I think that's the main thing.
I don't watch any SmackDown, Raw, NXT. I don't really watch a lot of Tokyo Joshi Pro because I don't have time for it. Because there's so much wrestling out there and it's so accessible more than ever before. So people feel like I gotta watch this Dynamite. I gotta watch this CMLL show on Tuesday. I gotta watch this Arena Coliseo show. Arena Mexico on Friday. Wrestling Dontaku in a couple hours. You know,
like I feel like people have a lot of FOMO with wrestling. I don't get it. Like it'll always
be there, dude.
Yeah, it's always going to be there. A couple years from now, you're like, I never watched that match. You go back and fucking watch it, man. Like
it's
talking about it.
Talking
about it 3 years from now versus talking about it now, it's not really going to change anything. Like, you can go to your friends and be like, "You ever seen this match?"
Easy medium to come back to. Also, like people drop wrestling all the time when they were like 12 years old, came back to it and liked it again, or dropped it at this point when they're like 7, came back to it when they were 12, and then been locked it ever since. Like it's so easy to jump back in.
It's built to be that way too. Yeah, go on, Manny.
Wrestling's so weird to me because I feel like this is the only space where I see people freak out over shit like this. You know, it's just like I'm not watching all 82 games of a basketball season. You know, or I'm not gonna watch all whatever fucking games are in a baseball season. You know, I'm going to be coming in and out of it. I mean, it's all right not to get drowned by the things around it.
If you go to an NBA team subreddit, I think you'll see that it does exist. Where it's the thing of familiarity breeds contempt, right? If you watch a player for 82 games, they're going to have quirks that fucking annoy you, dude. Next thing you know, you're like
Jeremy Sochin.
Next thing you know, I don't even want this player on our team, and it's like. Sometimes some distance is healthy, you know. Sometimes you just need to take a half step back and go, maybe I need to just watch this wrestler, maybe 5% less. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Ospreay's a great example of that, dude. People that fucking hate Will watch all of his matches. And it's like maybe just watch 10 less of them a year. You might like them a little bit more, you know, rather than examining them front to back.
Like how many great TV matches of Will you're gonna watch and be like, oh man, it's another great one, you know. He has them with everybody.
If he's your favorite, fucking watch all of them. If he's not, then like you get it. You know, you don't have to watch. Khalid, anything to add on this? Because we've been all over the place. Anything else to add on this topic?
I mean, just watch what makes you happy. Like I think the whole like the fear of missing out, and then also another thing people do on Twitter is like hate watch, bunch of hate watching. That shit is just
stupid.
That shit is And I mean, most people like who are aware of me, they know how I tweet. I don't tweet about, things that I don't like. If I'm hearing about something that I don't like all the WWE stuff, I don't tweet about it at all. I don't touch it because I don't like it. I tweet about stuff I like. Shibata had he just won a trios title. Great stuff. Samoa Joe is a champion. Like he's challenging for the world title.
I agree.
That's the good stuff, man. That's the good stuff.
Yeah, I'm in a good space personally with because the shows have been relatively consistent, Dynamite and Collision both, in spite of how I feel about the overarching landscape of the Death Fighters and stuff. The shows have been consistent, and I've liked a lot of the stuff they've done, so I'm in a good space there. And New Japan is starting to try to get back into a mode of getting more consistent. I'm invested there a little bit. I love CMLL because it's just fun. It's just a fun watch every Friday night. And then other than that, I don't watch any WWE because I don't like watching things I don't love. I don't like how they do TV. I don't like how they construct things. I don't like a lot of the wrestlers, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I don't. So I just don't talk about it and don't tweet it and just go about my day.
Works for me, mate. All right. Joshua, that was a good answer for you. He also said, what should I do with the like button? I'm very confused. Please help. Great question.
Yeah, you go ahead and smash that like button if you're enjoying the show. This is the third time, so that's an odd number. We're all good. 3, 5, 7, 9, onward.
Okay. A couple other ones from Josh. Muppets episode of Raw Grin Along. Bob?
God.
I don't know if I've ever actually seen, because that was when I wasn't watching, but I've seen the Sheamus clip, and we should someday. I don't think it's available anywhere because there's 6 episodes of Raw available these days. So,
Josh, you have my word. Solo Grin Along, Bob O'Neill. Booked. There you go. He also said favorite WCW matches. Right, let me run. Okay, obviously the Flair Steamboat trilogy, Flair Funk 1 and 2. My actual personal 2 would be War Games 92, Rude Steamboat, Iron Man. Those immediately come. Obviously Eddie and Ray. Fuck, there's a lot here. Boys, throw some WCW matches. What we thinking of all-time favorite WCW matches? Fire away.
Cactus Jack, Beach Blast 92.
Yes, Vader, Cactus
crazy.
Jack.
Yes, absolutely.
Cactus Jack and Paul Orndorff is very good.
That match is awesome. Dustin and Steamboat versus Arn and Larry. Fucking amazing match.
The Hulk
Dustin
Hogan and Andre Monster Card.
Paul White, yes.
Arcade 98, Cruiserweight 3-way.
Yes, awesome. Flair and Savage from Bash 95 is incredible. DDP and Sting.
I went back and watched this again. Steiner's and Jericho Violence Connection at Clash is fucking awesome.
DDP Goldberg, Halloween Havoc 98.
Mm-hmm.
Also, NWO, Six, Nash, and Hall versus Flair, Piper, and Kevin Green is fucking amazing. Watch that match. I don't know what that shit has on Cage Match, but that match is incredible.
Also, the first Hogan Flair match is really good, and the
dude, the Cage match is good too, man. Yes. Sherry's amazing in that. There's a bunch for you, Josh.
I have a personal one.
Go for
it. It's actually pretty funny. It's Blitzkrieg versus Juventud. That's just so fucking cool to me. I love watching that match. I don't know why.
Yeah.
No, that match is sick.
Blitzkrieg rules, dude.
Yeah. Lambos, what's the rest of the match you really wish you'd go back and watch for the first time? This one's actually very easy for me. Being in Wembley Stadium for Joe and Punk was fucking crazy for me personally. I would like to relive that. It was a very magical experience because I didn't know about the brawl and all that shit, which probably would have made it funnier. But Papa Holbert was really fired up.
That's a special moment. Fuck that. Yeah. I wouldn't want to know about it.
Yeah, it was cool. That's
FTR Briscoes won, obviously.
Fuck. Fuck.
Samoa Joe and Necro Butcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, probably that one.
Yeah.
Khalid Kenny 2 Dominion.
Yeah. I reckon that would be a very common answer. Just any of their matches, I think. Yeah. Interesting. Khalid, what comes to mind for you?
Naito Okada, where they had the double titles.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Thank you. Very good question.
I got another one.
Go for it.
Me too.
Okada Tanahashi King of Pro Wrestling 2013.
Yeah, those matches, like the Invasion Attack one's fucking amazing too.
Yeah.
And that Yeah.
The first Punk and Max match, I think, is
The long boy. Yeah.
like the one on Dynamite in Chicago.
Yeah. They got like 40. Like it's close to it. It's
Damn, I
fucking
didn't even
great.
realize it was that long. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they
They
do like the falls finish kind of thing. Yeah, I love that match. I think that match is better than the dog collar match.
And also Blue Panther versus Viano 3 when Blue Panther loses a mask.
38 minutes is that match.
Yeah.
Team
it's a long
CMLL
match.
versus the BCC in the rematch. Great.
Yeah.
Which one's 38 minutes?
Max and Punk won.
Oh,
Another one from Lambo. Favorite All Japan match.
Shit.
just throw out a random date.
That's a lot.
just a date and then say 4 fillers and just act cool. Yeah.
5'5", 96 or something. You know?
Basically.
Give me Hansen and Kobashi from the summer of, I believe, 93, July 93, I think it is. Give me that.
Man, it's like there's too many options, like too many names, and there's also like too many. I can't pinpoint one because it's too many versions of the match. You know what I mean?
I'll do one that's not fucking Pillars one. I'll do the British Bulldogs and Can-Am Express.
Hell yeah!
There you go. Okay.
I mean,
The
Vader
Jungle
and
Suit match was
Kobashi,
Yeah.
any of them really.
Fair.
I got two. Fucking probably Tana and Suwama.
Fucking
Rainbow.
awesome.
To that match.
Oh, dude,
Yeah, he
Suwama and fucking Yoshihiro Takayama. Oh,
fuck.
I haven't seen
God.
that. Wow. Okay. I know the Tanahashi match. What year is
I'm
that?
also
Cleveland?
very much.
2008.
I am an Ibu man when it comes to the 90s All Japan debate. I am very much of the opinion that New Japan was actually the better promotion in that decade
Yeah.
because of the variety.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's very funny. That's like an uncommon opinion on the internet. I think it's very funny. But okay, Bob, I'm gonna let you make your own video about All Japan matches. Favorite Survivor Series team? This comes from Chucky. Rude Brood, brother.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Rude.
Rude
I would
Brood.
give anything to be on the Rude Brood, brother.
Yep.
Put me in.
Fucking Roddy's Rowdies.
Yeah. There's some candidates here, brother. I'm trying to think. What were the other classic ones? Any others that come to mind?
I mean, Vipers is pretty cool since Drake was the captain or whatever.
Yeah.
It always taught me that Warriors team was just the ultimate Warriors.
Yeah.
That's a great team name, I can't lie.
Yeah. My favorite
Can't think of any others.
my favorite Survivor Series team is Team Cutting for the Dre.
Hell yeah!
Oh my
They all made
god,
it, right?
that's
None of-
fucking nasty, bro.
None of those guys made Mania, right? None of them did.
No.
Bro,
No way.
This is just a nasty set. Put that thing back up, Joe. Let me see this,
Oh,
man.
man.
This is just a horrible clash of colors, gear.
Do you want to see where they wrestled, Manny?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let me see.
Because that's just one team, bro. You got
Wait,
that's
it's
Team
a team?
SmackDown. His Team Raw.
Oh my god, Primo and Epico.
What the hell?
At least
Okay, Marcus, I have information for you that may be a game changer for your Friday night. Not only did this match happen, Dave 4 1/4, brother. Lock in. Have a look at it. Study the tape. Match is genuinely good, but like 4 1/4 is ridiculous. But it is genuinely good, hilariously.
I would be locked in for that. Get live. We gotta do a good one with that, man.
It's a hoot, dude. You gotta check it. Rice Man asks, when people talk all-time dream match shows, they usually only talk about the heavy hitters and main events. More important than that, where's each of your all-time dream undercard match? Okay, immediately give me Lord Steven Regal versus the Messiah of the Backbreaker, Roderick Strong. Can you imagine how hard the fucking
Yeah.
imagine the chops? Imagine how red Regal would be on the chops, dude. His fucking mouth would be all busted open. Give me that. Give me fuck, there's so many options. This is ready. Give me Fit Finley versus Darby Allin, please.
Oh yeah.
Some of that.
Well,
That's what
this
I'm
isn't
going.
in my
Damn.
promotion that I drafted, and I actually brought it up. It's a tag match. Young Bucks versus the dynamic duo.
There you go. That's fucking sweet. What we thinking, boys? Undercard matches. What we got?
Hangman
Come
versus Chris
on.
Candido.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck, that match
Give
was
me-
sick.
Be good.
Give me Young Psychosis and the Beast Mortis versus TNA AJ and Ring of Honor Samoa Joe.
Fuck.
Tajiri and Loki.
Yeah, let's go on.
I
We'll get Key
want,
on there.
I want 2013 Ishii versus WCW Eddie Guerrero.
Oh,
yeah.
my god, that would be
Oh, yeah.
wild. Imagine Eddie's shtick against Ishii.
2004, 2005 Kenta versus modern day Sheamus.
Sheamus is a good undercard like option for sure. Yeah,
This
That's
one's going to be the
Jack and
definition of
Necro Butcher.
undercard right here. Kevin Knight versus Kid Cash.
Hell yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
Kid
okay.
Cash was such a hooper, dude. That's fucking
Yeah, it
sweet.
was.
Man,
Um,
did you see that Kenta's fucking gearing up to win the GHC, brother?
Just
Wow.
the memories alone, man.
Josh asks, "Is the MCU back? Has anyone seen the new flick? I'm seeing it on
No.
Sunday, I think."
I
Yeah.
haven't
Yeah.
listened to that bullshit.
Aiden said that made him cry.
Well, it didn't
Well,
make me cry, but
bro,
it was a
Grow
a
up.
really good movie.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
no,
it's
it-
really good. Yeah,
Nobody's
It
going to
was
see
really
it.
emotional and like the themes of that movie were like kind of surprising for a Marvel movie, you know?
okay. So Manny, your take, is it back?
Yeah, it's way back, you know.
Okay.
I think
I
it's
love
top three.
that.
I have a review from Novi.
Uh-oh.
An hour ago, he said, "Been a long time since a Marvel movie felt like an attempt at real art. A breath of fresh air this was."
Wow.
I would say this is a
Listen, don't get swept up in fucking. Novi felt like he had to give a take, and he wanted to be a part of the wave. Don't listen to this guy.
Who does he run the tweet by if we're not there?
I don't fucking know,
What
man.
do you mean?
well. I know he
Joseph
DM'd me.
Montecito, I guess. I don't know.
He DM'd me saying he needed to talk. He said he needed to talk about the movie. I thought he was gonna be on the show. That's why he told me that. But
I fucking love this next question. Sport of Dings asks, "What do you think would be the better pairing? Briscoes versus Midnight Express or Briscoes versus the Brainbusters?" I've been mulling this over
Oh.
since I saw this tweet earlier today.
Ooh.
Oh, Midnight Express, I think.
Because the
No.
contrast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see the Brainbusters match.
I want to see both, dude. I mean, for
Yeah,
sure,
God,
give me
they
both.
would both rule.
Jay
but-
Briscoe and Art Anderson, man, this would move me tremendously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess you said like I was like, what's they have like the same style kind of.
No, it's not. I think both matches, like this is between two great matches. I think the Briscoes as like vengeful baby faces and Midnight Express bumping around for them would be fucking amazing. But so would the Brainbusters match. Like, I'd like to see both. I mean, the promos, obviously, if you've got Cornette, that's one thing, but like the Brainbusters versus Briscoes straight up promos would be incredible. Like on cutting promos on Jay Briscoe and back and forth. The Briscoes are probably the team from this last 20 plus years, that I most would like to take on like a time machine trip, you know? Because I think there's a lot of FTR matches I'd like to see, but FTR are like an evolution of those two teams we just talked about, right? They're like a combo. The Briscoe, I don't really know what a good comparison is for the Briscoes. They were sort of a unique force of nature, wouldn't they?
To go back
Imagine
to
how fucking- Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
to go back to All Japan, I would like to see him versus the Pillars, you know. But that's just
Yeah. They'd have been, dude, if the Briscoes were around, you know, in prior decades, God, they would have been, they would have made so
Yeah,
much
dude.
money, you know?
Imagine how godly their vignettes would have been in the 80s.
Yeah.
Just in their barn. Confederate
they were in
flag
Crockett-
flying proudly.
If they were in Crockett, they'd have been like obviously a top team, but they also both would have worked with Flair a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
Oh.
like, oh,
A
Jay
Jay
Briscoe,
and-
Ric Flair cage match.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh my
You know what I'm
goodness.
saying,
gracious.
dude? Like it's fucking. Yeah, this is why I do that time machine shit on TW, bro. You gotta look after yourself in this game. Okay, we're gonna be very brief on this because I have many real opinions that I have no interest in sharing on the air. Nathan, I was thoughts on $100 gold tier in which we can text the LNG superstars. It will not be happening. We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any of y'all is blowing up my phone, bro.
Yeah, we'll let's move on briskly. Andrew, which match that consensus said was bad is a favorite of yours? So bad matches that do not have, for positive reception, reputation that you like.
We have a famous one on here, the Ric Flair and Andrade match versus.
Yes, that's definitely your answer. I like Hogan and Yoko, dude. I've always liked that match.
Yeah, match rules.
I like it a lot. People do not like it very much.
The Nasty Boys against Harlem Heat and Falls Count Anywhere match from Uncensored rules.
Yeah, bro. That is like a free on cage match.
I know.
Fucking
It's
grow
crazy.
up, guys. Jesus Christ. I wish cage match had the letterbox feature that tells you the furthest you are from average. That would be very useful for my life. Whoa. Has that match got a bad rep? The fuck, dude?
What match?
We can't have shit around here.
That match is good too.
I know
I believe everyone liked that match. I guess I'm in a bubble with that stuff. I'm scrolling cage. Anything come to mind for you guys? This is a tough question.
I'm scrolling cage match as well. I'm trying to figure out.
Honestly, there's one match, Norman Smiley versus Prince Ayukiya from Starrcade 98.
Dude, Smiley was so good. So fucking good. Manny, your one's Flair. Khalid, anything come to mind for you? This is a tough question.
Probably anything House of Torture related. House of Torture is just so fun to me, man. I've enjoyed them so much, over the past couple of years. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. It's my faction, really, right now. I ain't gonna lie. Ever since Naito left, it's House of Torture. I'm not gonna lie. All House of Torture.
Okay. Are you okay?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
I think they're funny and harmless, but it's every beginning of every year, Gail's House of Torture push now. Leave me alone, please.
I have to be honest, boys. I'm still routed by this fucking Fraxium news from Cal. I didn't realize this is devastating me. Fuck, just.
I know mine.
What was yours?
Kyle and Roddy from Dynasty.
Yeah, but I mean, with all due respect,
I'm obsessed.
who the fuck do we care about us saying that's bad?
That's what I mean, though. But a lot of people didn't like that match, or they thought it was.
Well, I mean, a lot of people voted for
That's the point of the question. Am I wrong?
I don't know if the consensus was bad, though. You know what I'm saying?
I think people like.
Yeah, maybe.
I think people like the match. They just didn't like where it happened. I'm gonna go with Darby and Kyle on that pay-per-view.
I think the thing we're struggling with, I think I don't know what's actually deemed a bad match is what I'm genuinely struggling with. You know what I'm saying? Mine's probably like a Jey Uso match if I'm actually thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to think about it. What would a realistic card for AEW WWE Worlds Collide 5 matches and AEW WWE Forbidden Door 10 matches plus 4? Okay, well, we're gonna have to be very brisk here. Okay, right.
Yeah.
We'll go top guys. Who's Punk working?
Hangman again.
You got to do Omega, right?
Yeah, I think
You almost have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, we got someone. I'm going to write this down here. Right. We'll do the heavy hitters here. We'll do Punk and Omega. Who's Big Rome got? Is it Mox?
You gotta do just do the Shield match. Just do the triple threat.
All
So
right.
you knock out 2 birds, 1 stone.
That's true.
3 birds, 1
Okay.
stone.
Who's Rhea working?
That
Yeah.
That-
Stat is the match. Yeah, I agree. Rhea and Stat. All right. We've got 3. Help me here. Top guys. Code Road. Who the fuck are we putting him with?
Swerve.
Swerve. There you go.
Yeah.
That would be a hilarious match, I feel. We've got Cody and we've got Swerve. Okay, what would be our big tag team contest? Usos, Bucks, probably, right?
Yeah.
you kind of have to do that one.
Look, man, I think that match would fucking tear the house down, to be honest with you.
You know,
I
my
really
actual
do.
answer would be the Bucks and the Street Profits personally because they're actually
Yeah.
wrestling in it.
Mhm.
The Usos
But as an
they're still a great
attraction.
tag team.
Yeah, as an attract, and I think the Bucks would be really excited for that match too, and vice versa. We could do.
Was that
Io
Io?
and Willow.
This is where you get your Mercedes and fucking Bailey match right here. That's where you do it.
Maybe I feel like there's something more exciting we could do, but
Bianca
I can't-
again.
let's do Mercedes EO too.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Why don't you just do like a Team Mercedes like Survivor Series match?
I want to do Mercedes EO2, bro. All right, step back.
I mean, it's already happened.
It was a TV match though, dude, in front of like 100 people. We need fucking match back. Who can Tony work with? Who would be a fun opponent for Tony's
Mariah
shit?
May.
Bianca?
Yeah.
That would be really interesting. Yeah, let's do Bianca. Tony deserves a big match too. Right, we have Punk Omega, we have Shield Triple Threat, Rhea Stat, Cody Swerve, Usos Bucks, Mercedes EO, Tony Bianca. Which heavy hitters have we not got? Like,
Will Ospreay.
Cena's
got
got
a good one,
right?
Oh, Will
Cena and
Ospreay and
Ospreay.
John Cena. Yeah.
You'd be insane.
Oh my fucking god, bro!
Crackdown match.
Imagine Cena like just taking Will's stuff. Just the look on his face as he does it.
Cena does a code red, Michael Cole.
Well-
He can do moves too. Something like that.
Yeah.
Jesus
like that.
Christ.
I would like to see it.
Ospreay Drew actually. Hold on.
Oh my god! Imagine that's the counter for the hidden blade. He gets him in the the fucking ice adjustment.
Fuck. Grant said, what about Dwayne?
What about Hangman?
Billy Gunn.
Okay, what if we do? Let's do an all-star tag. Cena and Dwayne
So the-
versus who?
I was gonna say just throw the luchadors in the fucking all-star tag. Just
Cena and Dwayne, we're gonna book together. Which AEW pairing can they?
Ospreay and Hangman.
Ospreay and Hangman.
Top flight.
Let's fucking go.
Top flight's crazy.
Alright, that's fucking wild, dude. Actually, no. What if we do Cena and Dwayne versus Joe and Shibata?
Hold on.
Oh my god, Dwayne and Katsuyori Shibata doing the holy shit, staring back and forth at the people.
My most crackdown match would be Hangman versus Braun Breaker.
Hell
There
yeah.
you go. I get the actual right match. Young Luke's probably right. It's probably Cena and Dwayne versus Swerve and Hanger. Probably that'd probably be the team,
Yeah.
right? If they're ever going to team, that'd be the moments. Then we'll put who can work with Cody. We'll put Hangman in. No, not Hangman. Ospreay. Fuck, yeah, my
Ospreay.
bad. Ospreay can
I
Cody, man.
guess. Fuck.
I don't know. Man. I'm trying my best here. I'm on the fly, you know.
eventually
Who's
it'll
Jacob
suck.
working?
Man.
They did it before, and I think it was pretty ass.
Oh, Ishii.
Jacob's working Joe then, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fletcher versus Randy.
Fucking right we are. Yeah.
That's my kind of rule.
Brother, that match with Randy as the babyface, that match would probably be incredible, to be honest. Because
Yeah.
Kyle would be such a pussy in that match. Could you imagine?
Who's
So,
hologram
that's that
wrestling?
card.
Hologram versus Rey Mysterio.
Oh, might actually
We'll
be
do-
Bandito here.
Oh,
We'll
yeah,
do
bro,
the
Gunther.
pre-show.
Shit.
That's fine.
Alright.
He'll
Oh,
be
can't be
alright.
winners.
We'll do Gunther and Darby. All right.
I was gonna say Takeshita, but
Fuck Takeshita.
Oh my god.
Good God.
Fuck.
That was our
Why
card.
is AEW so talented? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, bro, there's a lot of good wrestlers. We'll stop there. Dangerous stuff, really. That was a dangerous question. Thank you, Andrew. We got to a little bit earlier. If I knew it was ahead, I should have probably prepared, but you know, these
You
things
need a
happen.
Sammy match on there. That's kind of incredible.
We got to do a match where we do
It'll be-
an
Yeah.
angle.
Yeah, if
It
you
would have
want.
to be Sammy Takeshita. That would have to be Takeshita's match.
oh,
I was gonna say do like Steenerico versus someone. Steenerico versus the FTR.
That'd be good.
Oh,
Did they ever work at all?
Probably
Yeah.
not.
I don't
No.
think so.
The Wyatt Six would wrestle the
Curious.
Trustbusters. In the pre-show, get them warmed up, bro. Fucking give them hell. All right. Scott asks, what is a wrestling memory that will stay with you forever, no matter how big or small the actual moment was? I've told this before. I was lucky to be there for AJ Styles versus Jushin Liger in front of like 400 people. And in the midst of the match, Okada and Shinsuke were just like filming the match on their phones and watching it and talking shit. I've told it before. It
That
was-
rules.
that will always stick with me. That would be my
Pro?
answer. Rev Pro, yeah. What are you thinking, boys? Wrestling memories, no matter how big or small, that will stick with you forever.
I
Interesting.
was there for Sting retirement. Yeah,
Boom. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah,
Listen.
I know the WWE run went poorly, but I was there when Sting came out at Survivor Series, and
It's
that was
fucking
awesome.
cool, yeah. Yeah.
Mine
This
is
is again.
really easy. You have mine?
Nah, you can go. It's cool.
Oh, mine's easy. Sting's debut at Winter's Coming. I was there for that one.
Okay,
You go.
listen. Bear with me here for a second. I was
Okay.
13 years old, okay?
Oh, jeez. What did Triple H do?
No. I was 13 years old. So having fucking The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Hulk Hogan in the ring together at
Yeah.
30 was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's fair
They
enough.
were like rambling, very drunkly, but it was sick.
I get it. Any
This is
others
only-
come to mind, boys? Go on, Manny.
This is only gonna pop me and probably Joe. Just deciding to watch the Grin after, just to watch Finn Balor and Machine Gun just after a random WrestlePeers podcast. We were just like, fuck it, we're gonna watch it, and just popped ourselves for like 15 minutes, and then popping at Rhea suplexing Gallows, right?
Gallows. Yeah, Gallows.
The match
Mine's-
wasn't good, but I just like it was just a funny moment just to be a part of. Just like
The match did surprise you because I remember you thinking
Yeah.
it was terrible, and it was fun, right? I mean, it's a ticket
Yeah.
match, yeah. That initial run when they first come out, Cole pinned Damian Priest on TV, like I think he was wearing a t-shirt too. They were having a little run there, and then Vince came back, and that was all over very quickly.
a lot of my favorite wrestling memories aren't like it used to be like the matchup, but now it pops me now is just doing shows and stuff.
Yeah. Fun Army. Who has the highest ceiling, Bron Breakker or Jacob Fatu? Obviously,
Jacob.
two of the rising forces in the World Wrestling Federation. I got Jacob. I think Jacob's a much more gifted worker in terms of like spin smooth. So I think his body will actually, especially now that he's keeping his weight down, I think it'll be a lot easier in his body. And the way Bron wrestles will not be good for his body at all, to be honest with you.
No.
Like, it's sick to watch, but it's fucking everything is like stop and then full adrenaline falls, like
He is the definition of a shooting star with the way his
Yeah.
body probably gonna hold up with the way he wrestles.
yeah, and I think Jacob's a better promo too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just think
So
Jacob's that's not a reflection of Bron. Like Jacob's fucking incredible, isn't he?
He's so
it's-
cool. The fucking backwards Raiders jersey with Fatu on it, brother.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's
His
Just
intensity
godly.
just jumps off the page. He's not going to kill himself in the ring. While doing
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. It's not surprising at all how well he's doing either.
Yeah,
Like,
no, not even.
I
close.
couldn't
everyone
be
thought
less
he was
surprised.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like everyone with a post said, yes, he's going to fucking rock it when he gets to a
Mhm.
major company.
Yeah. He's fucking incredible. But again, Bron Breakker's awesome. I think I genuinely really like Bron Breakker. It's not I just think Jacob is like, man, he's something special. Okay, here we go. This is the one we're looking for from Connor here. Full recap is what he's asking for from the Great Wrestling Observer. Bobby, take it away.
So it was kind of a light week. A lot of stuff about how
Every week. It's a light week.
a lot of stuff about how CMLL feels about the AAA stuff. But really, the standout was Dave going in on this new Bischoff and Hulk Hogan venture for is it amateur wrestling? What are they? I didn't even read it all. Like,
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
okay.
god, that's what that is.
yeah.
It's
So
legitimate wrestling, yeah.
Dave's pretty much like, I don't get the point of this. No one really likes Hogan anymore, and the amateur wrestling fans don't like Hogan or professional wrestling, and professional wrestling fans don't like amateur wrestling. They don't really seem to have a plan. They said in the press release it's their first time working together in 25 years, which is a lie. So Dave's really fired up about this, and he should be, because it's a really stupid idea. And that was really it. But it was really nice to see him kind of kick the shit out of Bischoff and Hogan, because, fuck them.
That's what he does best, bro. That's what he does best. Okay. Up next here, thoughts on Epic Universe from Caden Lee. Go fuck yourself. Nathan, can you comment, Bob, on how trademark negotiations are going over the term the Great Brothers? Great question. Bob?
It's an active legal matter, so I cannot comment on it at this time.
Fair.
Smart.
Jake asked, when will Bob get a job like an adult?
He was lashing out. That was a shame. He already asked a question too, so
Oh.
Earthplay asked, what are some odd pairing tag teams you would create?
Hmm.
Some fantasy booking, boys. What are you thinking? What are you thinking here? Some odd man tag teams to throw together.
Well, right now or just all time?
Do they have to be wrestlers?
Whatever. Fuck it.
Either way, they ideally wrestlers, yes, Manny, but feel free to go with whatever you want to do here.
I was gonna put De Niro and Paul Heyman.
Yep.
I'm liking Evil and Floyd Mayweather.
Finishes their matches would be extensive. I feel that'd be interesting.
Hold on. Wait a minute. That actually sounds pretty fucking fire. Hold on.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking.
Call it Evil Money.
Jacob
Iron
Fatu and
Day.
Darby Allin.
Oh my god, like a SmackDown 16 or some shit.
Yeah. I've always said Hangman and Lance Archer is like Southern heels would be pretty sick.
Yeah, that'd be fucking awesome. There was that talk at the time that Mox wanted to do a tag run with Brody back in the day, like 20, like in New Japan. Would have been fucking awesome. Try to think. Bobby, any come to mind for you, mate?
Yeah, I think Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross would work really well together.
You're
That's
such
what
a
we're
beast,
trying.
bro. Just still mad as hell about May 2020 or whatever the fuck it was. What a beast. You'll get revenge one day, brother. All right, I think that covers some there. Sam, Joe, and Ishii would be fun.
Easy Money and Hangman Page. The veteran, the Buckshot Lariat versus the man who made it famous.
Beast.
Oh, yeah?
What is each of your dream little man, big man tag team? This is from Brucey B. So kind of similar vibe here.
Little man, big man.
That's interesting. I mean,
I'll a little bit of a callback, but Rey Mysterio and Vader would be fucking awesome.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one.
Go for it.
Jack Evans and Abyss would be crazy.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, let's go.
Speaking my language.
Who could Rod Strong team up with? Bam Bam Bigelow.
Fuck yeah.
Doc Gallows and Cole Anderson.
Paul London and Kobashi.
Oh, Taz and fucking Taz and Paul White, dude. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Let's do it. Other players, which wrestler have you been wrestling in your dreams? I can't answer this. I've not had professional wrestling.
What was
is this common? Which wrestler have you been wrestling in your dreams, man? This feels like one that you'd have an answer for.
What pro wrestler
have you been wrestling? Yeah, in your dreams, yeah.
I don't dream about wrestling.
Yeah, and that's me. But you start anyone dream about professional wrestling or wrestling specifically? Someone specifically, I should say.
I do have one odd little dream. It was a wrestling moment. I just remember getting put in the blue lock by Nagata. That shit was pretty scary. I woke up in sweats.
His eyes roll back.
It's pretty insane.
That sounds scary. Okay. I mean, keep everyone updated. This is experience I have here coming up. Chris asks, how would you book a pay-per-view using on-air LNG personalities? What would be the main event? Fuck, man. Because, like, do Ibu and I work a main event match?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
I'm fucking, bro. I'm beating him. Cleaning him.
Yeah.
It's an LNG show, isn't it?
Shoot.
I would hope so. It's for sure.
Yeah. Fair.
Who's
Bob? Bob could work.
Caden.
With, Bob and Caden?
Yeah.
That would be the equivalent
match.
of that would be Paul White versus QT all out essentially.
No, you got to do. Unfortunately, Caden, we got to do the 6-man with the Young Guns and the Young Lions, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I guess I got to work Oracle.
True.
Yeah, on the that's the main event actually. Yeah, on the concrete crash. Bob and Oracle.
Yeah.
All right.
I call working the exploding barbed wire death match. That's what I want to work.
Versus
Who are you
who?
gonna work with?
Jack.
I'll do it, Jack.
The visual of Jack having an exploding barbed wire match. All right, that's pretty sweet. We'll mix up some tags. Like,
Wait till Jack finds out when we booked him in.
yeah, just wait, right? Just wait. Just text him blind.
Who's
Um,
never mind. Mixed
Like,
mixed gender tag. Matt and Jay Shell versus Charlie and
Marcus.
Marcus.
There
Yeah,
is some
Marcus.
pure Spider-Man crew. There is some...
Wait, who?
The Rest of Furious Dynamite tandem, brother. They lasted
Hell
a long
yeah.
time on that show.
For some reason, I have a visual of Oracle coming down with the trash can on his back, like
Oh, yeah.
Sandman, you know,
Mm-hmm.
with the frozen pizza instead of a fucking beer.
Yeah.
I will say the vignettes with me and Charlie would be fun because I'll just make fun of her the entire time.
Yeah.
And be out there and just kill it.
Rock and sock connection type energy.
Basically. I was like, I think the British
Um,
suck, but you alright, I guess.
Yeah.
Beast. Okay, we have this from Marissa, I believe. Yes. I hope I said that correctly. Who has or had the most perfect entrance theme, as in completely fits them and their character or style? Austin is the one that immediately comes to mind, right?
Yeah.
Austin's like
Bret Hart.
instantly the answer.
That's the correct mainstream answer. The real answer is Natural Born Killers and New Jack.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, great answer.
I think Enter Sandman for Sandman.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, I mean,
pretty good.
yeah, that's a big part.
Outside of the name, I just think like the vibe. is
100%.
also, like,
Yeah.
The Mojo champ is here.
Yes.
Vegas.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I think Joe has had basically every theme of his has fit perfectly, besides the debut WWE theme.
I don't like the new
changed.
Ops theme, but yeah.
Oh yeah, my bad. I forgot about that. That's
Yeah,
I don't
but
watch
solo
the
themes,
so,
yeah. I think Cena's theme is fucking pretty cool live.
yeah.
Dude.
Orton.
That's iconic.
Yeah, Cena's theme's iconic.
I love
It's-
both of Orton's themes, even though I think he hates the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Just hearing those piano hits on John Cena's thing, you just like, oh shit, here he comes.
Hitman has like two good themes, which is very
He does,
hard to
yeah.
do.
Randy or not Randy. Fucking Roddy Strong. End of Heartache.
And
Alistair
we got it
Black.
back.
Alistair
Yeah,
Black's
Back. Oh my God.
NXT
That's a
theme.
great theme. Yeah, it's back now too. He's using it again.
Incendiary. But okay, hold on, wait. Fucking Ibu called Incendiary bootleg Rage Against the Machine. Fuck you, pal.
Wow,
Oh my God.
that's real
Absolute
heat on the
piece of
program.
shit.
dude. Piece of shit.
I love Rage Against the Machine, but come the fuck on.
Wow.
Different genres completely.
I like Pete Dunne's original theme that he had when he first came to NXT or when he was
Yeah.
the Cruiserweight. That theme was so fucking.
I still
He
remember
does,
it.
huh?
Don't. She was sick.
That shit was heat.
CM Punk just fire burns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any CM Punk theme, brother. Any of them.
John,
AFI.
oh, this is a good one. John asks, who would win in a fight? 100 Bob O'Neills or one gorilla? Just Bob. Now again, we're duplicating Bob again here.
Yeah, it's
Times
gonna
over.
be the gorilla.
Yeah, it's not gonna be close, is it? Really, sadly. It's, now, if you had to teach the gorilla how to fucking pitch or whatever the question was earlier,
See, that
That
would
may be
actually
related.
probably be easier than a mongoose.
probably yeah. All right. Someone gave you the pencil and the hiring power to choose your new top star, but you can't hire anybody else. So you're stuck with, say, the 2025 NWA, but with Mercedes Moné. That's an example there. Who is the performer that will save, say, Global Force Wrestling? So one piece that's going to have to lift everyone up with them.
I got it.
Who you got, Manny?
The new Hayabusa.
Oh,
Okay.
Interesting.
he rules. I haven't even seen the match. He
I
fucking
see the
rules.
match. I just saw the clips and I said, "Oh, this guy has it."
Yeah.
You
All time or like now?
can do both. Give me fucking.
Oh, I mean, if I do
Bianca
that, I would have
Belair,
to.
dude. Give me Bianca Belair.
I mean, all
Bianca
time.
Belair is like,
Probably like Stone Cold Steve Austin,
yeah.
obviously.
What about that stack of dimes he calls a neck, though, brother?
Give me the Cowboy because we're not going to commit character assassination on every summer.
Yeah. Trying to think other names. It's just the talent. I'm like, I want to have like a quirky answer here. Khalid, who are you thinking for this?
I mean, I say Tana, but like, you know, that's just me because what I know that he did before, you know, it's like,
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Vin
That's
Diesel's
a good
good
answer. Bobby, any come to mind?
Let's see. I mean, Io would be a good one. Bianca's a good one. Rhea's a good one. Gunther.
Yeah. Going to the
Yeah,
guy who
just
got
kind of-
choked out by Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Washed. Punch resistance is gone, Manny.
Not a real shooter.
No, he got fucking cut, bro, to major leagues. You hit with them damn super kicks and he fucking bowed, bro.
Jesus, dude, I just looked at this
Looking
fucking
like-
Noah card. This shit is
Looking at
dire.
late Chuck Adele.
Oh, it's really bad, man. Standard talent is fucking dreadful. Thank you for the question, Trey. We didn't. I don't know how well we answered it, but we tried our best.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can.
Oh, is this the Noah card?
Look at Manabu Soya.
What the fuck is that?
Not great, Bob.
Wow, that's fucking awesome, dude. Grant, super happy with how EO's gotten over, and I don't want the belt offer anytime soon. However, when that time comes between Roxy, Rhea, Julia, or Steph, who do you think will take it and when? I think Rhea is going to get back.
Yeah.
I don't know if she should, but I think she will. My pick, I'm not against that, actually, to be honest. That's probably what I would do. I think Rhea is such a big star, you do have to be very specific about what she does. I think people want her to get the belt back, but no rush. I wouldn't do it anytime soon.
As a big Rhea fan, I'm gonna say she doesn't deserve it right now.
Wow, how humble of you.
Thank you. I'm gonna go with Stephanie Vaquer.
Okay, all right. Bobby, anything on this one?
Yeah, I think it'll probably be Rhea. I really do think they're doing that Bianca match either at Evolution or SummerSlam, which, I mean, again, I don't think Io should lose it that soon, but, like, she will probably be around the main event now going forward, especially, with her stable kind of getting, chopped down a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, she'll be fine. But, yeah, I think it'll be Rhea.
Yeah, I agree. Earthplate asks, Lucha Underground is such a unique take on wrestling. What's another way promoters can spice up a wrestling company? Hard question. None of them seem to have answers to this. So maybe like the first one would be have an actual specific taste and preference when it comes to wrestling, so that you only book people of in a certain lane rather than just having the approach of any wrestler in the world is actually welcome here. Maybe.
Yeah, like don't have bloated rosters. Have like a set amount of characters on your TV, maybe.
Maybe.
Mine
Actually,
is,
You can go ahead.
The booker claimed to have, tons of journals. Maybe you open up one of those journals and you get those ideas.
The advice here is read your journal.
Literally, just read your journal. More like promos live in more unique settings, like in the crowd.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I actually, now that we're talking about this, I have a plethora of things. Khalid, what was you going to say before the Hooper went in his direction?
I think someone tweeted about this. They said that they sometimes think that wrestling should have like seasons instead of it being just all year. There should be like just a certain time frame, and there's an off season where people can rehab their bodies and things like that, so they can be more healthy and not always on the road and things like that. I like that.
I'm really intrigued by an events model. Really intrigued by it. Like the idea of not even like a pro company where it's touring. Like your product is you have a TV deal or a streaming deal where you run say 20 events a year.
Yeah,
and you use those events. And I'm really intrigued by that.
That's what ROH was going to be before Tony bought it. So
it intrigues me because I don't think people have the time to watch. I don't think people have the time to watch any more TV in the States.
Yeah.
But if you can sell fights,
I
think you can dominate someone's weekend with that, like every couple weeks, every month. So that intrigues me. The sports style presentation thing has been so fucking bastardized. It actually drives me nuts. Like people now think it means like John Gresham pure rules. It doesn't mean that at all. His pure rules thing, like whether you like or dislike it, is nothing to do with sports style wrestling. Yeah, sports style wrestling just used to mean that they like took the competition seriously. It didn't mean that no one had characters or gimmicks. I don't know. I never understood that. That misconception.
Like there are characters and gimmicks in actual sports.
Yes, exactly. Like that's the whole point of sports.
Exactly.
But, that drives me nuts. Like my biggest thing would be I'd be really intrigued by using an events model and really focus on trying to sell fights and tell sports-driven stories. Like I think the truth is often a lot more interesting than fiction. I I think these men and women are interested. Like I look at someone like Charlotte Flair. Who the fuck's the queen, bro? I don't give a fuck. Let's actually like tell a story about who she's had to be as a wrestler. That's Ric Flair's daughter, you know? Everything she does has been dissected and scrutinized. Tell that story. And you don't have to break kayfabe. You can have her as the pro wrestler be like, I've won all these things and I still haven't got the people's respect. You know, I still haven't got the respect.
Speaking of Charlotte, did you guys see the new romance TMZ news about that?
I did not.
No.
Hey, but she might be dating Alex Rodriguez, the new owner of the Timberwolves.
I did see that.
She popped out with him at the game earlier.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're at Lakers Timberwolves together.
What the fuck?
I looked at her. I said, man, "What a big come up, man!" He left.
Yeah. Left that underneath scrub.
Yeah.
She left him in the dry and she moved on, bro. Good for Charlotte. I'm fucking around.
One thing I also would do is like when you do these big write-off angles, where your faces get like stabbed in the eye or like burned out or some shit like that. They should like do a habit of like doing like like checking up on them periodically. Like, how's Hangman doing this week? Or have people send
like
postcards?
those damn Eddie Kingston promos where he was just on his couch.
Them shits were so fucking sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's one thing I thought they would be nailed last year. When Punk got hurt, they kept him on TV.
yeah.
It really paid off because if you're a really big star, you don't need the fucking return pop, bro. Just be on my TV show, you know?
Yeah.
You're valuable. All right. Which panel member is most likely to start an AI text messaging service and charge $100? Okay, we're back here. This from Don't Have an At. The answer to this is like certainly Jack Crosby, right?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was just like to the panel.
Oh, to this panel, Manny.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It won't be. Yeah, I'll do it myself. You just send the props.
Gets scammed by his own thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Manny ends up spending $10,000 on the AI service and gets like 4 subscribers. He's just in the hole, desperately fighting. Cal asks, so when's Andrade going to do it? I don't know what he's alluding to. Punch someone, I guess.
Tomorrow,
I
probably.
thought he meant. Never mind.
Okay.
Maybe if that Charlotte and Alex Rodriguez video happened during SmackDown, he might have crashed out then. But
maybe. I mean, I don't think he's going to work there for much longer. If that's what you're asking me, that's my. I don't know that. It's not a fucking scoop. Don't aggregate here or anything. But like, if you ask my opinion, where's he going to be wrestling at the end of 2025? I certainly do not think it'll be WWE. I think he'll be in the Continental Classic.
I hope not.
Nasha asks, who do we think is going to dethrone El Desperado? I personally want it to be Kosei or Yo. Him being a double champ would be really cool. Khalid, what are we thinking?
Yeah, I mean, Fujita is to me, I personally. Well, hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, Fujita for sure.
Kosei Vegeta, okay.
I think it's Vegeta or, I mean, I haven't watched as close as Khalid, but Master Wato is beast.
Yeah.
Team Master Wato right here.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Dig it. Earthplay says, do Bob or Manny want to be the new Pope? Great question.
Manny can do it.
it's a lot of responsibilities, man. You're in charge of all the Catholics. That's crazy.
It's true.
True, that's a lot to be responsible of.
You'd be
Go
good at it.
around
Though.
and kiss the babies.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do when the big man calls? How do you address him? Just like
Yeah.
Small
Good
question.
Good questions. In honor, this is from Grant. In honor of the Top 20 series wrapping up, let's fuck it all. By the way, the finale is out. Check it out, folks. Contrarians. Which of the UFC Undisputed games are your favorite? This is easy. Undisputed 3 has Pride on it. And is
Yeah, absolutely.
still,
That's the
dude,
one.
that's still the best MMA game. I don't give a fuck. EA can go fuck themselves, dude.
Yeah.
They had Bus and fucking Quadros on commentary for the Pride mode. Do you know how they used to put effort into these things, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I think the only EA game that even comes fucking close, and it's not close, but the only one that even comes close is UFC 2.
Yeah,
I
UFC too, yeah.
yeah.
That's better.
It was like they've got worse to me.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely terrible.
Bro, the knockout mode in UFC 2 is godly.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Do you know what else fucking makes me mad? They go to the effort of like, because you pay for them, They'll put extra. You can get Fedor with Pride gloves. It's in the fucking UFC, bro. Why the fuck? I don't want to play with guys with Strikeforce gloves. And he goes, give me a Strikeforce mode. Give me a Pride mode. You know, I'm like, it drives me fucking nuts. It shit costs like $100, you know?
A horrible company.
You can now get Alistair Overeem with Strikeforce gloves. That's fucking useless. There's no Strikeforce cage. No use to me. I'm passionate about this stuff, man. It's bullshit. Anyway, who do you think is the greatest ace in US wrestling history? It's from Nathan. I think, to be honest, I think for his longevity and his reliability, I think it's Big Match John. I really think.
I think so.
I think as far as like a run goes, well,
what do you think? Who are the options here, boys? What do you reckon? Flair,
Austin.
AJ Styles came to mind.
Yeah,
would you consider him an ace?
I think he's an ace. Unfortunately, he could have been. He should have been TNA's true ace.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Cena was so fun.
Yeah,
look, man, that company went through a lot. You know, that company went through a lot, and he was there, fucking steering the ship, dude. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think you should throw Omega's name in during the pandemic.
Yeah, I don't know if Omega was the ace in the pandemic though. I guess coming out of it, right? Yeah, I think more Moxley. But I guess when he had all the belts, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Interesting. Brett was good, yeah. But Brett, well, I'm not going to disparage Brett.
What's considered an ace? Somebody that's like
the centerpiece, basically, right?
Yeah, so like are they the centerpiece? Like for example, like everybody uses Tana or Kobashi, they were just like their whole career.
I think the reason Cena's a good example is like even when Cena wasn't the champ, his angle was the main thing on the show.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
right? Yeah.
To be honest, Cena's like the only one I think is equal to that.
I think Cena's the right. He was
John Moxley.
You know, and I'm not a big Cena guy, so I'm not even saying that any nostalgia, but I just think what he gave them as a top guy was incredible, man.
If we're going by that criteria, I think John Moxley in AEW is like that.
He definitely was. Yeah, absolutely.
Even now.
I think less so now because even though he's the champ, he doesn't feel like the main guy to me at all.
He doesn't. They hide him in like the beginning of segments at the top of the show, and then they kind of move on from it.
We should, bro. Ring of Honor, Samoa Joe. Like, fuck, how long was he the champ? 500 plus. You know what I'm saying? Like,
long ass time.
Yeah. Don't have an out-ass. Who is more washed, Jericho or Nakamura?
Jericho.
Yeah, I think it's Jericho.
Nakamura's at least got like a cool,
cool vibe, and he still kind of like looks like Shinsuke Nakamura. Jericho is quite
unfortunate,
ugly as fuck, bad,
unfortunate,
bad, no good.
Bags lost. We've got our last two here, boys. Let me make sure of that. Actually, hang on one second. We refresh this fucking thing. Bags asks, "What do you think is the first domino that caused AEW to form?" I have a very clear answer on this, boys. Tell me if I'm wrong. It's Bullet Club forming.
Yes,
I think that's it, dude. I think Bullet Club because then you go, New Japan grows in the States. Then you have the Elite comes from that.
Yeah,
like I think that's goes to Big Ferg, bro. I think he deserves the props for that.
Thank you, Papa Gun.
Without that, you don't get Kenny becoming the leader. You don't get everything exploding in the United States with Bullet Club merch. You don't get Jericho, Kenny, and Wrestle Kingdom 12. You don't get Tony being interested in this shit. You don't get
the collapse of New Japan.
Yeah, because Ring of Honor's business in the mid-2010s was totally inflated by the New Japan partnership.
Yeah,
and Bullet Club. Go back and watch when the Bullet Club would roll through Ring of Honor, bro. Those shows had a different vibe entirely. It was fucking crazy. Great question. I think that is definitely the one. Last question here from Cal. He says, last one, I promise. Any wrestlers, active or inactive, intergender or not, elimination 5 versus 5 match. Who are your picks? Right, let's try our best here, boys. We're at 3 hours. Last question. Let's try and come up with individual 5 versus 5 match. I'm going to try and feature the faves best I can here. Is anyone confident and wants to kind of jump ahead here? Anyone feeling it?
So what's the question?
5 versus 5 elimination match. You're just fantasy booking. Active, inactive.
Both men and women?
You can do intergender.
Put Candice in there. I mean, she's...
What?
Let's put Candace in this.
Why?
I mean, she's like intergender.
You what?
No, but it's not just like a collection of intergender S's that you don't have to.
Oh,
do
whatever.
it.
then,
So are we
okay,
just
never mind.
are we now forced to put Cedric Alexander on the opposite team? Like, what?
We're absolutely not doing any of that. No, stop. Basically, you gotta put the best way to approach this is put your 10 faves together in a combination that pops you. It's basically what to do. This would be my suggestion.
Surrey, get her on there.
Okay, so Cerise.
Suri on one side, the other side,
Okay.
Samoa Joe.
Team captains locked in. All right, let's pick a tag team for each side here. Bobby, give us a tag team.
FTR.
The FTR. Okay, would you want them on Team Joe or Team Suri?
Probably Joe.
Probably. Yeah, I would say. Right, let's get a tag team for Team Suri. Who are we thinking? What's a good squad?
Iconics.
Maybe like the Iconics. What about we do like a fucking classic Japanese team? What do you reckon? What if we make that the theme of our match?
A Joshi team?
We could do Joshi, or we could do like fucking,
Jumping bomb angel.
Tawa and Kawada. You know what I'm saying? We can do whatever we want here. I mean, I'm.
Get LCO.
Yes.
Yeah. LCO.
Apollo 55.
Oh shit!
Hold
Okay,
on.
who are we picking?
Golden Lovers.
Golden
Oh
Lovers.
fuck! Have we settled on a team here? We're struggling here, guys. It's very
I'm
late.
Team Golden Lovers for this, personally.
The Golden Lovers. I'm not against it. We can do
I'm
Golden
not opposed
Lovers.
to that. Yeah. All right.
All right. We got Suri and the Golden Lovers versus Samoa Joe and the FTR. Okay, now let's put a women's wrestler on to just for the sake, balance
Yes,
things a little bit, right? So we'll put a counterpart to Suri for Team Joe and FTR, which I guess the theme of Team Joe FTR is like NXT Black and Gold and AEW crossovers. So who are we going to go with there? Athena, yeah, that's
There you
right. Yeah, Athena fits that. Now let's pick a Joe equivalent for Team Suri.
Hashimoto.
Necro Butcher.
That's revolting. That's what
We ain't not going to put you on this.
Hashimoto is fucking great answer. That's perfect. Okay, so we now have Suri, the Golden Lovers, Junior Hashimoto, opposite Samoa Joe, FTR, and Athena. Right, it's now given one underneath work rate guys going to be taking all the bumps. So for Team Joe, who would be the
Jack Evans.
I'm gonna lie, I think Team Joe's gonna get fucking smoked.
That kid from DX, they're
The
cruiserweight.
kid from DX,
X-Pac?
Yeah.
So like, here's the thing: he really makes no sense in this team. But you saying X-Pac is enough for me that he's gonna make this team. Actually, so Team Joe is Samoa Joe, the FTR, Athena, and X-Pac.
Shit.
Who is the bumper for Suri's squad?
Darby Allin. Oh, I'm on there.
Darby Allin, fuck it. It's just this is our match, Cal. Okay, it's very late. This is very late. We got Suri, Kenny Omega, and Kota Ibushi, Shinya Hashimoto, and Darby Allin taking on Samoa Joe, the FTR, Athena, and X-Pac. Fair enough.
Godly.
Sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Someone boot up Fire Pro.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? All right, there it is, folks. We've done it. Ask the Grinners free, just a smidge over 3 hours because, of course, we were genuinely concerned we didn't have enough questions about 2 days ago. Backfired considerably that we promoted this the way we did. It all worked out. I will announce a T-shirt winner tomorrow. Let's do some plugs and get on out of here, boys. Buster, what would you like to plug before we go?
Things are in the works for the Graps podcast.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
That'll be happening soon. Don't worry. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Khalid, tell the people about your Twitch gimmick, bro.
I stream on Twitch, MXXJIMA. Do a lot of gaming. We stream every Friday. Big gaming stuff going on over there. And yeah, check it out. Sub up, follow. And yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Manny the Hooper, what would you like to plug?
Nothing. Just sitting this stream to end. I got icy hot in my eye.
All right, mate. He's got ice on his eye. Okay, Marcus, what would you like to plug, brother?
You know where I'm at. Wrestle Pierce Dynamite reviews every Thursday. Me, Rob, and the man Novi. His 360 deal is in full gear right now.
Indeed. Bobby, not only do I want you to make some plugs, I want you to. You're very passionate about this Judgment Day thing, as is Don't Have an App.
I am. I just checked. It's 33 to 32. So you can still vote. I don't know when voting's closed, but it's a 1% difference at the moment. I will be there Sunday if Judgment Day wins.
Wow.
Not slight against Mako Satomura, who I think is very good. I just enjoy Judgment Day a whole lot.
Go for Judgment Day, please.
Was going to plug my new service where you pay $100 a month to text me, but someone beat me to that, so we got to regroup on that one. Grindication maybe next week. If it is, I'll be there. I don't know what the flagship is next week, but
I'll tell you what the flagship is next week, brother. New Japan Pro Wrestling Resurgence. I hear there's some Bullet Club OGs stopping by to team with the Young Bucks, and we've got ourselves a party next week. We're going to call it Friday Night Graps again for the algorithm. Yeah,
I will be.
The thumbnail's going to be fucking Gallows and Gunn. You'll be there, Marcus. You're booked. There you go. We're locking it in. We're going to do the Young Guns. We're going to do Marcus, myself. Good brothers. I think we're going to get some good brothers next week. So that will be next week's flagship. Bobby, you heard Bobby in regards to the poll here, folks. Basically, you're voting to see. Bob basically said to you, do you want to see me on Sunday? If so, vote accordingly. That's what he basically said. So, all right. Keep that in mind. Folks, have a great night. We will be back on Sunday with that aforementioned show, and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on next week, so we'll keep you updated. Thank you for all the questions. If you haven't already, please like the video, as Bob suggested throughout this program. This is your last chance. Do not unlike it in hope that it's over. Keep grinning, or how, and enjoy this outro. Goodbye, everyone.